It's Hudicki.
And here we go. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Ralph Wilson Stadium, home of the Buffalo Bills, where tonight the Monsignor Martin High School Athletic Association's football semifinals are here in game number one. Your St. Joe's Marauders are taking on the Red Raiders of St. Francis. Both teams come in with a record of 5-3. The winner to advance to the finals. Mark Simon along with Paul Naska to bring you all the action this evening. What are you thinking, my friend?
Well, I got a little hot chocolate, a little chilly up here, pretty windy, but other than that, I don't know. I don't know what to expect, to be honest with you, Mark. It's been a tale of two seasons for the Marauders. They got out to a great start early on, piling up the yardage, piling up the points. And then the offense has hit some roadblocks here the last 4 or 5 games. So they're going to have to find their way offensively here again. St. Francis has won the toss. They've elected to defer. But St. Joe's has to find its identity, and no doubt the identity starts and ends with Nigel Davis. 592 yards through 4 games. He's just at 892 after 8. He struggled offensively, and part of that has been the injury bug the Marauders have been hit by. Up front with his running mate Rod Payne out, kind of that second threat. Everyone's been keying on him, so they're going to have to find a way to get him off the mark tonight.
Well, you're right. It's really been a tale of 2 seasons for this St. Joe's team. And like you said, the injury bug has been huge, but hopefully they're all pretty healthy this evening, and we'll see what they do. What are going to be the keys to tonight?
Key to tonight is with this wind, Mark, and it's a strong wind. It's been gusting at 20, 25. It's supposed to die down at some point. Hasn't yet, but it's who can establish the run, who can stop the run, and mix in the pass very, very judiciously tonight. It's not a night to throw down here. We know this wind swirls. Right now we see the flags going opposite directions on the goalposts. So we'll see what happens. But for the Marauders, it's to get a good stop here. St. Francis will get the opening kick, I believe. Oh, no, they're going to kick off. Excuse me.
Right,
so for the Marauders, you want to get a good drive start here. Both coaching staffs know what they're up against. They're very good preparers. The key is who's going to execute. Up front for the Marauders, that line's got to play strong. Franny's has shown the ability to be stout in the run defense. And the Minsterman kid for Franny's. Good runner. The Marauders held him in check in game 1. We'll see if they can do it again.
Yep, week number 5, the Marauders won 27-20. Really, the Marauders had that game in hand, but then late in the fourth quarter, a couple of bizarre things happened.
Yeah, it
was bizarre.
It was bizarre,
to say the least. So,
but I'll tell you what, we got a great start to the game too, though, Mark. It is. If this wind dies down, it's going to be a beautiful night. We had a great national anthem sung by Timmy Jackson and Gabe Amato, St. Joe's students. They did a fantastic job. We're getting it teed up, my friend, and it's playoff time. And in this Monsignor Martin League, anything can happen. Game 2, of course, will feature Canisius and Timon. If you people want to watch the rebroadcast on cable, tomorrow at noon and Sunday at 8 p.m. on Time Warner.
But there's no better place than to be right here with us live, the only live streaming of tonight's game, and we are underway. A really good kick taken by Conshafter at the goal line. 10-20.
Got a little lane
finds
there.
a little lane, and he's out over the 30 down to around the 34-yard line. Will be 1st and 10.
Yeah, good start there. Conshafter had a lane. I thought he had a bigger lane than that. I thought he had a chance to take that the distance. Franny's did a nice job of closing that down, but a good drive start for the Marauders right at their own 35, Mark.
And Mike McCarthy, the sophomore,
will
bring him out, who's sat out several weeks with a concussion and slowly working his way back into the lineup. You know, it was important they had that bye week this week so they can
get a little healthy.
Get a little healthy here. So,
well, McCarthy comes in 43-98 for 773. He's got 6 touchdowns and 5 interceptions on the season.
So the Marauders will go with Davis, the lone back. Is that Davis?
That's Conshafter.
Davis, yep. Davis
flanked out to the right, one-on-one here.
Yep, a little different lineup here. Davis in motion right now. And they give the ball to him, and he's got it at the 30 and run out of bounds at around the 36-yard line. Now he's going to spot it right at the 35. No gain there.
Good seepage on the right side of the defensive formation by St. Francis as they tried to run that jet sweep. Davis unable to really get going forward. Just did a good job just to get back to the line of scrimmage.
We're just underway. The first play ran there. It's 11:46 to go. Quarter one, and a beautiful evening out here at the Ralph. Temperatures in the mid-40s. Nice for the kids to get out here. The winner plays next Thursday night. Same place, 7 o'clock. So McCarthy under center. Davis now in the backfield, the lone back.
You got Conshafter lined up at the tight end spot.
Tyler Hill playing guard this evening. Little read option. They pitched the ball to Davis.
They're going to get
flag
a hold.
here. A hold on
Good.
Conshafter.
That's an easy one on Connie. He got him wrapped around the waist, and that's going to mark the Marauders back 10 yards from that spot, which is the 31. So this is going to set up a 2nd and 24.
Oh, this is nice working in this press box. We got Wi-Fi that works. None of the problems we had a couple weeks ago out at Stransky Field caused by that bad weather.
Oh, was that a nasty day of weather?
Yep, and the internet gods didn't like us that day.
Yeah, that was a tough outing.
But hopefully you'll enjoy today's broadcast, and hopefully there'll be another one next Thursday night.
Well, Mark, Nigel Davis comes into the game with 123 carries for 892 yards. The refs are mic'd up, and they're mic'd up for juice. Wow. 7.5 yard average for Nigel Davis. They must have the pro mics on because usually there's 80,000 screaming. But we can hear you just fine, sir.
Little small crowd here this evening. I think we got one extra row of Red Raider fans versus Marauder fans as far as student section. Shotgun for McCarthy. He looks right flat, and he's got Miles Young. Caught it at around the 26-yard line. He'll go out of bounds there. Gain of 5, so it's going to bring up 3rd and a bunch. Another flag here?
Yep. Another flag down. We'll see what we got here. I don't know if that's a push-off. Little contact. We'll wait for the call from referee Paul Gagliardi. Ineligible downfield for the Marauders.
I would imagine St. Francis declined, probably 3rd and
it's
19. It would make it.
Well, it would make it. No, that would be from the spot. That would be from the snap. It would be 2nd and 29. So I would think they'd decline that one. Let them go third. Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, let them go 3rd and 19. No, they're going to walk it off. You know what it was? I'll tell you exactly what it was. Conshafter was not an eligible receiver who was covered. So that's going to be a loss of down.
Okay.
Ineligible receiver downfield. He was covered on the line. The receiver didn't flex off, so he had no shot to be in that pattern. So a big penalty. 3rd and 29 now for the Marauders. Watch your draws here. I would think they try and come with draw or a little screen, maybe a middle screen here.
And he throws long, and it's well over the head of his intended receiver, Nigel Davis, so they'll have to punt it away. Be 4th and 29.
Bad drive.
16-yard line.
Bad drive there for the Marauders, and that struggle is going to set them back where Davis is going to have to punt from just around his goal line. St. Francis should have real good field position after this punt.
Yeah, that's not the kind of start we wanted here tonight.
Nope, Davis will await the snap back on his own 4-yard line. Buccieri back to receive for St. Francis.
Yep, Davis had 12 punts on the season, average of 30.3 yards. And good kick there. And it's taken right
Tyler Hill gets him right there as he catches it. No gain on that return. In fact, I think they're going to mark him back. That's they should probably have forward progress. They do up at the 49 of St. Joe's.
Yeah, Buccieri on the return or no return, as you might say.
Well, good job of covering that by Tyler Hill. 48-yard line, 1st and 10 for St. Francis.
And they'll bring out the lineup. If I remember right, they've got a freshman quarterback.
That is correct, sir. Gerald
15,
Hickson.
Gerald Hickson. But the guy to watch here is Misterman.
Hickson threw for 201 yards and 3 touchdowns.
Yep, why look at number 25. They send in motion Lawson, and Hickson's going to throw the first one, and he steps up under some pressure, and he's going to be brought down.
Ball's loose.
Lost, fumble. Nope.
Cordy Owens with the sack, and Hickson's helmet came off there.
So a loss there of about 7 yards.
Big play for the Marauders. Cordy Owens, along with Tyler Hill, the whole defensive front, bringing the pressure. Owens ended up getting the sack. The ball was fumbled out of bounds at the Franny's 44.
Well, as expected, I think coming in, we thought, this game could be a grinder game. Not a lot of passes out of the quarterbacking. Both young and two pretty good defenses. So
and if you
points
remember,
will be at a premium, I would think, tonight.
Yeah, and if you remember in that first game, Devontae Johnson Campbell had some carries out of the fullback spot too, so he's a guy to watch.
And they hand the ball off to Misterman. That was a change in quarterback. Wooderick came in because the helmet came off the quarterback Hickson. And in high school, you have to go out and sit out a play.
Yeah, Justin Jones and John Schmidt on the tackle there.
So it's going to be 3rd and 15 on the 47-yard line. 10 minutes to go here, first quarter. We're at the Ralph semifinal action. The Marauders and the Red Raiders from Athol Springs.
You know, it looks like the wind is starting to die down here a little bit.
Yeah, it feels very comfortable up here in the box. I think we both dressed for for a little colder conditions.
Well, you can always use a hoodie anytime, my friend.
Yep, I formation, 2 receivers left. Hickson looks left, under some pressure, steps up, and he's
They got him
go
again.
down. Yep.
They got him again. This time it's Anthony Castellani with the sack. Great job there. The pressure was forced by Danny Hector initially, and then Castellani came in to clean up, and a tough drive for Franny's as they lost 11 yards on that drive.
Yep.
So far the offense is
Both teams in negative yardage here.
forgot to get
start
off the
game.
bus. Well, maybe
So
the Marauders
fourth
can
down.
flip the field a little bit here.
It's 4th and 21.
Hickson's in a shotgun
Yeah, they've
as
got
if he's
3
going to
receivers.
QB
There's
here.
got to be a quick kick here, you would think.
Well, let's see
They
what
bring a man
happens.
in motion. It's a long way to go, buddy. 4 and 20 something. Then it is a
Yep.
quick punt, and
Not a good
very
one.
good one. We'll see what kind of bounce it's going to take. A little St. Francis bounce, and it's going to go around the 33-yard line where the Marauders will start. 1st and 10.
Well, it's a plus 18 yards from where the Marauders punted from, so we'll just kind of get this thing restarted here. Marauders have to find a way to get Nigel Davis involved positively here early. First series of downs, negative yards, couple of penalties, couple incompletions.
And you look to see some Wildcat, I would imagine, throughout the night.
Yeah, I think that's a definite. I think you have to do that. I think you have to force the ball into Davis's hands as much as possible.
Yep, I formation. Justin Jones right, Okono to the left. Conshafter and Nigel Davis. And they give the ball to Davis. Tries to find some running room. He's able to kick it outside to the 40, 45. Knocked out of bounds. Should be good enough for a first down.
Yeah, first down yardage there.
Good run there. He got in the hole. Really didn't have much, and he kicked it to the outside. And just outran the defense.
I'm just looking around the stadium here. We got some pretty good signage in this building at Pro Sports.
You do.
Wow.
Where's the unit signs? Oh, they only go up on the ribbon board. You guys probably have more money than we do.
Well, yeah, something like that.
So first down.
8:42 left in the first quarter.
The 46-yard line. Again, the I formation. You'll see a lot of this tonight. Look for Davis again. Franny's has got 9 in the box. They pitch the ball to Davis. A host of Red Raiders there to meet him as he gets down to right around midfield. Gain of, give him 4, second down.
McCarthy will have to complete a few passes to force this defense back. You said it there. 9 guys in the box. I mean,
5-3-1.
you have to
Yep.
you have to find a way to back these guys off. And it's going to be one-on-one coverage on the outside. And we've talked about it all year, the athletic ability of the sophomore, Justin Jones, on the outside. It may be as easy as hanging one up and seeing if he can go run underneath one. They'll wait their turn. They'll get that right call down a distance.
This is going to be a game of patience.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, Miles Young and the slot right with Justin Jones. Nigel Davis in the slot left. McCarthy quick throw, and his intended receiver fell down. That's Miles Young. Incomplete, third down.
It was a good ball delivered there, but Young slipped on his pivot. That time, St. Francis just had 5 back and 6 into coverage. 4 man-to-man with 2 over the top on each side, 1 on each side.
But that's the right game plan here. Is, early in the season, McCarthy was making those short little quick drops, short passes, 5 yards, 6 yards, and they were able to move the football. Tyler Hill, as I mentioned earlier, is in at the guard spot. What do you think that does to the team?
Well, it takes a weapon away offensively, certainly, but it solidifies them up front a little bit where they really needed some help. So it's 6 of one, half dozen of the other. Pick your poison. Diamond formation. But
here.
Davis on the sideline.
Yep. McCarthy's under pressure and tries to escape, and down he goes. He's hit pretty hard by 2 or 3 Red Raiders. Number 21, Johnson Campbell. How about that name? John Devontae Johnson Campbell, senior.
The law firm.
6 foot, out of Athol Springs.
No, he's out of Dunkirk.
I think it might be Derby.
Little
the Derby line.
Yeah, little Malachi crunch on McCarthy there as he got
Yes,
high
did.
and load there. But he got up. He's all right, and the Marauders are going to have to punt from back inside the 50 now.
Davis in for a second punt of the day. First one was about 35 yards. And a high kick, very short, though. It's going to bounce at the 30. Takes a St. Joe bounce inside the 25. Oh my God. Whoa. I don't know what he was thinking.
Buccieri picks it up late. I think Coach Smith's going to say, well, you're trying to take some years off my life with that there. Jeez.
Dangerous. So good bounce there. Gets the ball to the 20-yard line is where St. Francis will start.
Buccieri got cute trying to pick that up here right at his 20. And, of course, he was right under tackle there pretty quickly by Danny Hector. Boy.
You wonder what these kids think sometimes,
oh my gosh. And the ball was just about dead. It might have rolled another yard. So
first down, shotgun for the Red Raiders. Strong right. They give the ball to Misterman, and he bulls his way out to the 32-yard line. A gain of about 13, first down.
Yeah.
He almost broke that one.
Yeah, Cordell Owens had to run him down from behind as there's no safety on that play. Wow, that was dangerous. He was just about gone there. As Alston Greenwood will now check into the lineup for the Marauders. He'll replace.
First time we've seen him on defense that I can recall.
Yeah.
He hasn't played much, D. They try to maybe size that line up a little bit. Hand the ball to Misterman, first down. And he's brought down by Greenwood at the 34-yard line, gain of 2.
Yeah, he came in for Tafari Okono there, and immediate dividends for Greenwood.
We're halfway through the first quarter. If you're just joining in, the Marauders in front. They're in front of 0-0. Wishful thinking on my part.
Wow, you're very good at this. You're very good at this. Yeah, 0 is equal tie.
Yeah, 0 is equal tie.
We're not even up in the yardage at this point.
No, nothing.
So Hickson under center gives again. Castellani just takes down Minsterman right there at the 25. Good hard run by Minsterman, but not much going there.
Number 55, Anthony Castellani with the tackle.
So big third down here, Paul. We'll see if they try to run the ball with Misterman. Little shotgun maybe.
Well, I think they're
shotgun throw.
Hickson has some athleticism. I don't think they're afraid of him getting out of the pocket, and I think they're going to try and use this Marauder pass rush against him. Maybe roll him out here, and have the Marauders be on an angle, and maybe he can find a seam.
Little pistol formation, one lone back.
Screen.
Hickson's going to throw. It's a lateral pass to Misterman, and he can't. Oh, he's good move there. I thought he couldn't outrun the defense.
Well, Conshafter got a piece of him as he went to cut back. He went down, so he's going to lose a couple of yards on the play, and Marauders defense holds again and gains a little more ground. So we'll see what maybe if you can flip the field through a couple of punts.
Yep.
Marauders will only have about a 40 or 50-yard drive to get to go.
Or see if we can get Davis to get a big return here.
Well, that would be key. He's deep. Miles Young is short. We've got a timeout on the field. And that is going to be called on your St. Joe's Marauders here with 4:46 left in the first quarter. Big crowd in the press box tonight there, pal.
Yep, the only game in town.
Well, except for the other one that's after.
Yeah, except for the second game. That would be true. The only game site in town.
Yes. Well, as I was alerted about my shameless plug, there are no shameless plugs. There's just plugs and non-plugs.
We got our great crew with us. Uppers Pollier on camera. Timmy Wegrin behind us on stats.
No real updates yet on that number, huh? Timmy's just been sharpening some pencils, having a cup of coffee.
Yep, you could count all the yardage on his hands.
That's right.
At this point.
We hold up fingers as the yardage goes, so we've got
both teams in negative still?
Well, the Marauders
Got to be close.
got to be close. Well, it's been a bit of a defensive battle early. We'll see what the Marauders can do off of this punt return. As Conshafter now drops deep, Davis comes up. And there's that short little
Punt again, yep.
Yeah.
Taken by Conshafter at the 35. Runs right. Nice cut outside. Still on his feet, midfield, down to the 40.
Oh.
And he's going to be knocked out of bounds at around the 33-yard line. A little hesitant there.
Yeah, you got to
the
take
end.
that guy on there. You break that tackle, you're gone. But good return down to the St. Francis 32-yard line, and a great drive start for the Marauders.
Gain a return of 30 yards. And the Marauders have a great drive start here at the 32-yard line. Remember, the winner comes back to the Ralph next Thursday night, 7 o'clock. We'll only be here if the Marauders are here.
That's true. That's true. Face the winner of the Canisius Time and St. Jude game that follows 20 minutes after this one.
Diamond formation. Jones and Okono are split right and left. And they give the ball to Davis. And he breaks it inside the 30-yard line down to the 29, gain of 3.
Well, a point to mention here tonight, Mark. The freshman kicker, Louis Cerez, is not active this evening. And handling the place kicking duties is going to be Adam Bardak, a sophomore who's just up from the JV. And it may be Davis. We don't know yet, but certainly the guy who's been kicking for them for the last 4 or 5 weeks, not active this evening. So we'll see what happens. I'm sure they'd have to get down very close and have a bad down in distance for a field goal attempt. But
Diamond formation again. Give the ball to Davis again, right up the middle. And he grinds his way for a couple yards to around the 27-yard line. It'll bring up 3rd and 5.
Yeah, Adam Valeni for St. Francis beat Greenwood on the play, was able to get a hand to slow up Davis, and then he was under tackle by John Hayes, the middle linebacker, who had such a good game the first time against the Marauders.
Got Greenwood up front, Tyler Hill, Zagario, Carr, McKenna.
Yep.
Danny Carr, late addition to the team. Had some injuries early in the season. So 3rd down, they're going to be in the diamond again. See if they give the ball to Davis. And he fakes, quick slant pass.
Oh, no.
It's intercepted.
And it's problems.
It's going to be a problem. Midfield, down to the 40. Davis looks like he might have the angle, and he knocks him out of bounds at the 20-yard line. Big interception there by the Red Raiders.
Oh, wow. That's
Get that number
Jacob Brownscheidel, the corner, as McCarthy threw it right into his chest, and what a turn of events. As that ball is turned around 60-some-odd yards, as St. Francis will take over right on the 20-yard line stripe of the Marauders. Boy.
Yep, quick play action.
He was picked off at the 25, so 55-yard return for Brownscheidel.
Tough read there for the quarterback on a quick play like that.
Well, it's a quick read that he's in there, but the read is that guy.
Right.
Stepping in and jumping that route. You've got to pump that and put it down. That's your one thing. If that linebacker widens out as he did there, that's what you got to watch.
So first play from scrimmage, Misterman runs for 8 yards. It's 2nd down. St. Francis is in the integrity red zone.
Hey, there we go. 2nd and 3. Good carry there.
2-back backfield, Misterman and Guzman. And they give the ball to Misterman, trying to find right side. And he's brought down, I think, just short of the 1st down. Going to be close.
Yeah, Cordell Owens, who's had a good first quarter thus far.
And we'll see the mark. It's 3rd down. So big 3rd and 1 here. 2-down territory this early in the ball game. 1:55 to go. Quarter 1, no score. St. Francis with the first big threat of the game here.
You know, it's not tough to broadcast here. You got great sight lines and everything else, you know.
Nice.
This is no one of these guys.
A little farther from the field. I now
okay.
You know why they wear binocs
Yeah.
stuff. Tough with the numbers. And they give the ball to Misterman, and he's going to be, I think, short of the
He's
first
still
down.
short
Yeah,
by about
they need to get to the 10.
a
and
full
they're at the
yard.
11. Yep. So Mr. Min getting all the work here tonight.
4th and 1 from the 11. Buccieri's going in. He is their kicker. Now he comes back to the sideline. We'll see.
What do you think? Early in the game, if you were in these shoes, you'd go for it?
You're going.
Yeah, I would think so. No score. You don't expect this game to be a high-scoring
They're going to go
football
for it.
game.
They're going to go for it as Hickson gets the call from the sideline. It's 4th and 1.
Big play here. 50 seconds to go in the quarter. Hickson will go under center. Probably Buccieri and Mr. Min behind him. Yep.
They're going to get a
timeout.
timeout.
Called by St. Francis.
Took too long getting the play coming in, and probably just want to be sure what they're running. Take a look at what the Marauders had defensively. I wouldn't be surprised if when Hickson came over, Coach Smith told him, hey, let's just see what they run. Call a timeout when we get to the line of scrimmage and see what they're thinking.
Hey, they got bar stools up here.
Yeah.
This is nice.
You're playing musical chairs with them.
Just like we're at Curry's.
That's right.
Big sponsor of Marauder Athletics.
Yes, they are.
Little quarterback sneak here, Paul.
I think you got to go a little bit more than that. It's a long yard to get here. I think
it'd be like 36 inches.
I'll tell you what I do like here. I like a little bootleg action. You got an athletic quarterback. Everyone's going to be keying on Minsterman. Have him put it on the hip. He might just be able to walk it into the end zone if he runs it right.
Geez, just because I mentioned Barstool, you didn't have to go right to bootlegging.
Nucky Thompson.
Yeah, Nucky. I'm 4 episodes behind. You told me you're giving up on it. Hey, here we go. Back to football first. A little banter later. And a straight handoff, and he drives himself inside the 10. It's going to be enough for a first down. That was Brendan Misterman again.
Yeah, he had enough.
He gets
Justin Jones at the bottom of the pile along with Ali Okono.
good line surge, and the back had good speed when he got the football.
Well, we got one more play probably left in this half if it's a running play. And so far, not much going right for the Marauders. St. Francis here knocking on the door. 1st and goal from the long 8, short 9-yard line.
Backfield now is Carmichael along with Mr. Min, and the Marauders jumped. I think we're going to have offside. The right side of the line might have been Castellani maybe, or Hector. Hector, yep. That's my call, and I'm sticking to it, as we used to say on the Officially Yours show.
You are correct, sir.
Encroachment on the defense. So that takes it half the distance to the goal, just inside the 5. It'll be 1st and goal. Don't need that.
No, you don't need to make it any easier. It's not a clock runs, just 15 seconds left in the quarter. We'll see if Franny's gets a playoff here. Hickson under center. They're going to wait it out,
inside,
I think.
Yep, they're inside 4. Well, they may run it. Let's see. They do. They get it off. They give the ball to Mr. Min, right side, and good job by the St. Joe's defense to hold them to a yard gain.
Yeah, good pursuit down there by Tyler Hill. He did a nice job, as well as Connor McKenna coming down, and Okono was able to finish up the tackle, and the quarter ends.
Yep, they were
0-0.
Good job to stretch that play out. And as you said, we're at the end of 1, no score. The Red Raiders knocking on the door here at the Ralph Wilson Stadium, home of the Bills.
Your Buffalo Bills, who host the New York Jets this weekend.
They do. They do. And this will be the site of the UB Bowling Green game the day after Thanksgiving, which could be for all the marbles.
It will be.
To get into the MAC championship.
And quite an upset last night, almost. People who watched the first half thought Ball State had that thing tied up, and then the second half was a whole different ball game.
Yep, I had a lot of interest in that game.
Yeah.
Might I add.
Northern Illinois did a great job. Their tremendous quarterback, Jordan Lynch, ran for 130-plus, threw for 245.
The last time I saw the score was 27-24 or 27-27. They were in the fourth quarter.
24, right.
So I turned it off because for a lot of reasons. And later I saw 48. I go, oh, my God. Here we go. Hey, second quarter action. And they give the ball to Misterman. He fouls his blockers, and we'll wait for the signal, and it's in. Touchdown, St. Francis. Brendan Misterman, 3-yard run. And the Red Raiders are on the board first here in the first play of the second quarter. Up just again, good line surge there.
Yeah, just a good power run.
Yeah,
I mean, that's just nothing fancy there. Just get in behind the big uglies and
just follow them in.
Follow them in.
And they had the mojo going there.
Well, it was a short field, but the whole key to that drive was the 8-yard carry on Minsterman's first down play when the first play after the turnover.
So they get points off the turnover. Yep, as Paul just said. And they kick her in. Looks like one of the linemen. I can't get the numbers here. High snap. Down, and it's blocked. Tyler Hill got right up the middle and was able to get a hand on that, and it's blocked, and that could be a big point. So St. Francis leads. We're 5 seconds into quarter number 2, 6-0.
Yeah, that was the kicker, Charbel Debrier.
Okay.
Number 78. It was a tough snap. Michael Miller, the holder, did a nice job of getting it down, but just took too long to develop. And Tyler Hill came right through the middle of the line and just got a lot of that ball and knocked it down, and we're 6-0 here, start of the second quarter.
And the Marauders will have to try to find a way to move the football. First quarter stats brought to you by Integrity. St. Joe's, 21 yards on the ground rushing, nothing in the pass department. St. Francis, 31 yards on the ground, -2 passing for a total of 29 yards. First down, St. Joe's 1. The Red Raiders 2, the Marauders 3 penalties for 23 yards and 1 turnover, which proved to be costly here in number 2 quarter.
Davis deep. He's flanked by Young and Conshafter. They're going to kick away from Davis here, I would imagine. It's DeBuyer will kick off as well.
Good leg.
Good boot.
Yep, Davis takes it at the 6-yard line. Takes it up right side. Jumps over one of the Franny's defenders and gets out to the 28-yard line. We'll see if we can get something going. They've just struggled to move the football, the last 3-4 weeks now?
It's just, it's been a struggle. I mean, you're talking about 9 points a game over the last 4.
Yep.
And the yardage has gone way down. The effectiveness of the passing game, because you didn't have a dual threat at running back, has gone way down. And, of course, McCarthy coming back off of the injury didn't help either. So the Marauders, it's basically you got to find a way to put something together here and get themselves a great start in this drive.
Look at Nigel Davis in the slot left. McCarthy in the shotgun. Might see a little pass here on first down. Yeah, we do. A lot of pressure from St. Francis, and he's got Miles Young over the middle. He's at the 35 and brought it out to the 42-yard line. Gain of 14, first down.
Yeah, Young was the wide receiver on the right side of the formation. He just ran about a 6-yard drag all the way across the formation. That's a long developing play, but if you get the time, it's a play that usually is pretty successful. And McCarthy got rid of the ball just before he got popped, and to connect on the big first down carry or the first down reception for Davis or for Young.
And as you said earlier, they're going to have to throw the ball a little bit to open this game up, and that hopefully will open some chances up for Davis then. So they're pistol again, shotgun. McCarthy's going to throw, pressure up the middle, and he throws it for Nigel Davis, a little behind him, incomplete. Second down.
Yeah, tough to handle that one.
Yep. Now it looks like Franny's is just sending them.
They're bringing some people, as they say.
Time for the draw play or the little screen, middle screen.
Could be. That's a play. That's a go-to play for the Marauders here. On 2nd and 10, I still think you have an ability to run here.
Just started the second quarter. 11 minutes, 14 seconds to go.
4-man front for St. Francis, 8 in the box.
Yep, McCarthy under center. And he drops back, rolls to his right, and going to throw on the run, and it's Justin Jones.
He did catch,
it's
okay.
Good. Yep. bounced up in the air after the original touch of his hands. But he brought it in. He stayed in bounds. And about a yard short of the first down, maybe?
Just a hair shy.
Yeah, maybe a half a yard short. Spotted just inside the 49-yard line. Good throw on the run there by the young sophomore.
Yeah, not exactly the MO, getting him out on the wide side.
Yeah.
But he did a nice job there. He actually had an opportunity to turn that up and run if he wanted to as well. So 3rd and 1. You got to think Davis here. 3rd and a short one.
Yeah, Conchi after the up back.
And you got to think, too.
And McCarthy keeps it himself, and he's going to get the first down. Gets it to the 47-yard line, but both line officials have it well ahead of the first down.
Yeah, it didn't look like they were waiting for that one.
So they keep this drive alive.
It's a big first down convert.
Yeah, they did not need the punt there.
No, they got to start grounding up some yards. They got to put some doubt in this Franny's mind because, as you remember, the first game of the year late, the Marauders didn't do much offensively, and now here tonight, nothing.
Yep, again, 2 receivers left, 2 right. Shotgun for McCarthy. He's going to throw again. Here comes the heat over the middle, and intended for Miles Young. Incomplete. Good coverage there by number 13 for St. Francis. That's Francisco Guzman. He should be playing baseball.
He does.
Huh?
He does.
Oh, does he?
Yeah.
There you go.
There was that same play they ran on the first down play before that got 14 yards for Miles Young.
At some point, do you think they'll have to stretch the field here?
I think they're setting them up for that. They've got the single coverage. They keep throwing. You're running it. You're throwing some intermediate routes. You're going to find that soft one-on-one coverage. You got a Kono wide to this side. You got Young or Jones wide to the right side. At one point, you're going to have to hang it up.
They're going to throw again. McCarthy steps up. He's going to take this one on his own, and he's brought down inside the 40-yard line. Going to be close to the first down. I think a little short, though. At the 38 is where it's spotted.
Going to be in that same spot, about a 3rd and 1.
Yep, they're going to measure.
Well, you got two downs to get the yard
right
to keep this drive going. Certainly 4 down territory.
A lot of football still ahead of us. 10:26 to go here in quarter 2. And actually a beautiful night. This may be one of the best nights now the broadcasts we've done out here.
It is pretty good.
Yeah, it is very nice. Usually there's been some wind or it's a little cold. But this is beautiful conditions. A little different press box location for us. Closer to midfield.
We're about the 30, though.
Yeah.
We're just so high up, it looks like we're close.
And I believe was short, but not by much.
Couple chain links.
Couple links of that chain.
Well, tomorrow night, of course, Mark, the Hall of Fame induction ceremony is over at St. Joe's, 7 o'clock, I believe.
That is correct. 7 bells. Big crowd expected, I believe, close to 400. Last ticket sales I heard were about 280 a couple days ago. And they were coming in fast and furious. Were my reports from Scott Burns.
Yeah, well,
so
there you go.
Expecting big crowd tomorrow.
Easy to sneak out.
Yeah, it is.
So here come the Marauders, 3rd and a football.
Yep, not even a football. Yep.
Ran the sneak the last time.
Yep. We see the same. McCarthy barking out the signals.
Oh.
And they're going to throw. He throws long up the sideline for Justin Jones.
He was being held up,
yeah,
and
I thought
no
he was
flag.
too. Yep, no flag.
Actually took his jersey right out of his pants, and that was Buccieri in coverage. You know what? If you
Love
know
the call,
if you're going 2 downs, that's a great call, and that's a play we thought they had just misconnecting, and that was 6. Good play.
Yep.
So now they're going to have to pound down and get this half a yard to get this first down and keep this drive going.
See if we see any replay up on the big board. I'm waiting to see if it comes up. Because it looked like he had grabbed his arm. Justin Jones with tremendous speed.
Looked like Coach
Great
Gilbert
athlete.
thought there may have been a penalty.
Said, are you having fun?
Yep.
So big 4th down now. And they hand the ball off to Davis, and he finds it over right guard. First down inside the 35-yard line. So the Marauders are able to move the chains again.
Good first down inside of 10 minutes here in the
Yeah,
second
a lot
quarter.
of football here to go.
Well, good methodical drive by these Marauders. Couple of first downs, third first down of this series.
See if they go back to the 4 wide out set.
Well, it's brought them some success. They're going
Yeah,
to come back out in a pro
back
set.
in a pro. Yep, high formation.
Still man-to-man coverage. One deep safety, but he's creeping up into the linebacker line.
They pitch the ball to Davis. He'll try to find something right side. He finds a little seam, cuts inside the 30-yard line down to around the 27, close to 8 yards on that play.
He's so good after contact. He just he doesn't go down with that first bump. And there he was spun around. He was able to gain.
Whoa, hey.
Whoa, what are you doing to me?
I don't know.
He was able to gain 6
Gotta
yards
see if
after the
sorry.
contact. Oh, jeez.
Whoa. I'm having a hard time just trying to get my headset set here. Sorry.
Wow, jeez.
Sorry about that, buddy.
Thought I got-
I didn't know that was going to happen. Oh, here's the reason why I can't hear myself.
Why?
I don't know, but now I can.
All right.
Control number 2.
There you go.
Shotgun for McCarthy. I don't even feel like I'm here. He gives it to Davis. Finds a room right side inside the 25-yard line. Another St. Joe first down.
Good drive here. Starting to gain some momentum.
Yep.
Davis starting to get his legs underneath him. And this Marauder offensive line starting to assert their will a little bit.
Those lanes are getting a little bigger each
Yeah,
time.
you know what? They really
They
are.
are, yep.
Last couple
Yep.
times you had that kind of glimpse that it might be able to go the route. So they're going to
Yep.
keep pounding on that. I'm
They
sure.
go shotgun again. They're strong right. Davis right behind McCarthy. Give the ball to him again. They're going to try the same spot, only nothing this time. As the Red Raider defense is there, it'll be a loss of 1.
John Haynes on the tackle for St. Francis.
Johnny Haynes from Kenmore West.
Not the same. I did talk to him today.
How
by the
is
way.
Coach Haynes?
He's doing well. Needs to get some sweatsuits.
Are we going to have any Marauder Blue Devil baseball this year?
Just a scrimmage.
Just a scrimmage?
Yep, with the addition of Christian Central back in the league, we lost 2 non-league games. So back down to 10 non-league games instead of 12.
Clock runs, 7:45 here, half one. St. Francis in front, 6-0. They scored on a drive off of St. Joe's turnover. McCarthy fakes it to Davis.
Oh, look at
Goes over
this.
the
Schmidt's
middle.
open. Touchdown.
Touchdown.
John
Johnny
Schmidt.
How about that? An unlikely target here tonight.
But that's what you had. You had
Yeah.
the safety continually creeping up in this man set. The Marauders run a version of the veer pass out of the pistol, and Schmidt just ran right up the seam. A great ball delivered there by McCarthy, and the Marauders back in business with the touchdown, looking to take the lead on the conversion here.
We'll see. Are they going to go for 2?
No, I think Davis is going to
Gonna
be
the
another
hold.
kick.
He is going to kick. Okay, yep.
O'Connell to
O'Connell will
hold.
hold it, right. I was looking to see if Bardick was going to come out for this, but this is the right play here. You go
Yeah.
with your senior. Yeah.
No doubt about it. It's a big point, too, with Franny's missing
Yep.
theirs.
Down, up, and it is good. Whoa.
Didn't have a ton of distance.
No, it didn't. A lot of backspin on that one.
Looked
That
like
was a golf shot. It would have came back to the hole.
He had a changeup.
But the Marauders are able to get the lead at 7-6 with 7:28 to go. That was a nice drive there. First touchdown of the year for John Schmidt.
Well, sure, he was wearing number 50 half the year.
Yeah,
Now he's
he
wearing
was.
number 40. He's
Yeah.
an offensive demon. So many
Good
injuries.
yardage there. We go to our stat man there. We started that drive on the.
32,
Is that where it was?
I believe. No, excuse me, the 28.
28. So 72-yard drive. Ate some clock there. 4 minutes and 15 seconds to be exact. I like to be exact.
Yeah.
Sometimes. When this was radio, we could just make stuff up.
Yeah, now we're
Now
on
we
the
gotta
hook with
be-
this all this
Now we
video
got to tell
stuff.
the truth.
Well, not a huge crowd.
Are
here
they going to
tonight.
listen in at Curry's tonight? Do we know? Are they hooking up or no?
I don't know. I'm not sure.
They probably don't even know we're playing.
No, they do. They do. I wasn't privy.
Shout out to hopefully Ori Lowe's in the control somewhere,
Yeah, oh yeah.
watching on his little iPhone.
Here's Bardak to kick. The fifth different. Oh, boy.
Boy, short kick.
Oh, that's
they better
loose,
get
though.
on it. Whoa! Number 1 for St. Francis. Wooderek, we're not sure he was going to go get that ball
That's the fifth different place kicker to attempt a kickoff for the Marauders this year.
right?
So, to varying degrees of success as well.
So, Franny's will start at their own 31.
Anytime you bring a guy up from JV wearing something in the 60s, you got to be careful.
Hickson will go under center. And it gives the ball to Misterman. Nothing there, though.
Cordell Owens there again, along with Danny Hector. Those guys have done a nice job.
Yep.
And they're attacking them. They're going away from Tyler Hill on the right side of the Marauder defense. But Owens and Hector have been terrific all night. Already splitting 8 tackles on the evening.
So 2nd and 10.
And remember, the touchdown drive, only 20 yards.
Yep.
Franny's hasn't done much otherwise.
No, they haven't. They hand the ball off to their second back. Get that number there.
Yeah, that time it was Tyler Hill on the tackle.
Yeah, it looks like Ty Lawson, number 2, on the carry. So he got 4 yards. It brings up 3rd and 6. 6:40 to go here in the first half. Tight contest. St. Joe's in front, 7-6. The winner gets to come back next Thursday night.
What's the loser get? A box of steak knives?
Well, the loser, Coach Ferris, gets 5 basketball players to
Like that,
start
though.
practice. So
Glenn Ross. So second place gets steak knives.
there you go. So a big third down here for St. Francis. They bring a man in motion now. He sets it the right tight end. And they hand the ball
Wow.
to Misterman, and Owens is back there along with
Josh
Castellani,
Jackson.
maybe? Or
Yeah,
Cash
Josh
Jackson?
Yep. Wow, that went nowhere. Not surprised where the Marauders dropped him for a 3-yard loss. That's up 4th and 10.
Yep, they'll have to punt it away again here.
And with that great momentum the Marauders got on that last drive, the last thing they wanted to do was go 3 and out for Franny's. Davis and Conshafter dropped
Right.
deep.
They spread them out, but Hickson's going to punt this away. There's no
Marauders only
doubt
have 10
about
on the
that.
field. Now Miles Young
Miles Young
comes on
comes
to be
in, yep.
11. I thought something was
Short
funky.
kick, get away from it. Bounces at the 40,
Oh,
and now it bounces
Better
back.
get on that,
Yep,
son.
and it's 4 yards, 3-yard loss on that bounce. So St. Francis, how many yards on that punt? Not much.
not a much.
Nope, give them 7 and maybe 17 to
No, a little
27
more than
yards,
that.
maybe?
A little more than that.
Yeah.
27 yards.
okay. Give them 27. I don't have a calculator.
Nor do we care. But
No. Just trying to fill airtime.
just trying to be those people who provide proper
Knowledge.
insight. Yeah.
So a good drive start here for the Marauders at the 43-yard line. Come out in the pro set. Conshafter, the up-back with Nigel Davis. Pitch to Davis. They're going to run right again.
Great
They've
block
seen
on the
something there.
corner there.
Yes, sir. And
John
another-
Schmidt did a terrific job on the DN, hooking him, giving Davis a good start to that drive. He gets himself about 5 yards on the carry. That's the whole key. When you're going to toss sweep that edge, if you're going to hook that DN, you can actually get into the second level and have a chance of breaking a big one. I love the way they blocked that there. You see on the replay, great job by John Schmidt there.
Well, they've seen something now. They're just pounding it to the right side.
Yeah, I think they think with Tyler Hill over there, with John Schmidt, that they can dominate that side of the line, and they're going to keep pounding their Greenwood in at the tackle.
Yep.
So you got Hill at guard, Greenwood, and then Schmidt. And that's who they're going to run over probably for the balance of the evening.
Play action, throws, and he's
Oh, great
got
ball.
Schmidt again at the 47-yard line, very close to the first down.
Heck of a catch by Schmidt there. For a guy who doesn't catch a lot of footballs over the course of the year, they're going to measure here, Mark. Going to
Yeah,
be
very
tight.
Yep.
What's your call? I got it.
I got first down.
do
He
you?
did signal first
There
down.
you go.
yeah.
Well, that's no fair. You can't have first down. If
I
it's
called
already-
it before he first
Let's go to the replay.
We got a lot of replay around here tonight.
We do. Big crowd, big atmosphere.
Uppers,
big game
wake up,
atmosphere.
buddy, on the camera. Wake up.
Oh,
Uppers taking a little nap over there. No, it's all good. I just thought I heard
Oh.
you snoring.
You don't need that. You don't need that business from this guy.
First down in St. Francis territory at the 47. They've got them spread out. 2 left, 2 right. McCarthy's going to throw under pressure in the middle. He's got him in. It's going to be a touchdown. It looks like Justin Jones, 47 yards, and the Marauders are on the board again.
Well, there's the Gamble defense again by Franny's. They brought pressure, a lot of it, and you're just going man-to-man. And if you shake somebody, you're going to have it basically the same type of play. And that one went for a bigger ball, but 6 points nonetheless. Marauders are on top, 13-6.
Yep. Great read there by McCarthy. And there's no stopping Justin Jones. When he had that, baby, he was gone. Lightning quick. So 3 minutes and 54 seconds to go. Right now, 13-6, waiting the extra point from Nigel Davis. You got he's a sophomore. Chan high stamp. We got flags now as well.
Everything going on now.
All kinds of stuff.
And Okono's holding the ball. He should just run around the corner in case.
Wait for the signal from Paul Gagliardo. Encroachment on St. Francis decline. They'll tack that on the kickoff. They do that in high school?
Yep. You can.
I think they do. They will. Snap, down, kick, up, and another low one. But
it
they're
counts.
getting through, I'll tell you. As long as they get over that crossbar.
And
they are.
No pictures in the scorebook.
Yeah, 14-6 now the score.
Well, after a very, very slow start and a terrible turnover by the Marauders, they've come out and dominated this second quarter. St. Francis scored 5 seconds in after the turnover, and the other 8 minutes have been all Marauders as Justin Jones and John Schmidt have both found the end zone off of passes from Mike McCarthy, and they take an 8-point lead inside of 4 minutes left in the first half.
Well, it all really started when they kind of spread the offense out a little bit. They got a little less conservative, and right now the kids are making plays, and that's been the difference.
Well, at the end of the day, you had to challenge their cover. Yep. They were going zero coverage, man-to-man, bringing the safety into the box, no help whatsoever over the top. And a couple of free releases, one off the tight end, one off the slot. If you're playing that defense, you cannot allow those receivers a free release from the line.
Yep.
And both times, wide open. It's almost a tough ball for a quarterback to throw because you kind of choke it a little bit because the guy is so wide open.
There's the kick, better kick by Bardick. It's going to be taken on the run at the 20-yard line. 25, big hole right up the middle. Trouble here, and he could be gone. See if the Marauders can catch him. Close 10-5 and down at the 5-yard line. What a run there by number 4, Emmanuel Williams. Woo.
What a great job by Concha after not giving up on the play, though. Could have easily said, I can't get him, but he tracked him down at the 4. But once again, a very, very short field for St. Francis off of the short kick. And you saw it right there. R2 and R3, they had some separation, and that was number 14, Garth Pinnock.
Yeah, I thought it was number 4.
He went right up the gut. Some of the lane integrity was lost there between the second and third guy on the Marauder kickoff team on the right side.
Wow.
Big lane there. That's why you hear it all the time. And if those of you who don't know, you have to stay in your lanes. That's what it means. When you widen out and you try to take a block on or go around, you create natural lanes. Pinnock found one.
So 75-yard return. They give the ball to the up back, and he's in. Touchdown, St. Francis. Quick answer there. Number 13, Francisco Guzman, is in the end zone. They go for 2 early here?
I think they do.
Yeah, in a game where you're not going to kick field goals, probably not.
Bad tackling there by the Marauders.
Yep.
They had them stacked up in the backfield. So that drive went 4 yards in 4 seconds.
That is correct. Wow. Talk about a momentum shift.
Yep.
Really,
well,
Marauders had them on their heels. They go for 2.
Same play again. This time not going to get it.
Going to be short, so the 2-point conversion is denied. And we've still got 3:38 to go here in half number one, and it's now St. Joe's 14, St. Francis 12.
Timon just starting to show up and fill into one of the end zone rows there. The Marauders will have 3.5 minutes left here before half. 2 timeouts aside. See if they can keep this offense going. Now I think they forced St. Francis's hand to do something a little defensively. As you mentioned, now maybe we'll see a little more loosening up in the run game.
Well, that was a big answer by St. Francis, no doubt. Well, we'll see how the Marauders handle that. You know, you don't make sure that one play doesn't really dictate how they really played the last.
They've dominated the quarter.
Right.
They've dominated the quarter, and a bad kick, a bad lane assignment on the kickoff. It's mistakes, Mark. It's not It's not executing, but it's not scheme. They're mistakes. And on that kickoff, when you take the path of least resistance, that's when you end up giving big returns.
Yep. So, Charbel. Dabir.
Dabir. Then maybe later.
He kicks it, and Davis takes it at the 8-yard line. It's at the 25. Still on his feet. On his feet. Breaks a tackle there. He's at the 40, 45. Inside midfield now. Trying to cut back, and he's going to go out of bounds at around the St. Francis 44-yard line.
Wow, that is a quick math tells me 48 yards on the return. 48-yard return, but that's the way to answer. Now you're back in business, and you've got the ball in the plus zone with 3 minutes, 27 seconds left and a chance to maybe get one on the board here before the end of the half.
Maybe this will turn into a shootout.
Who knows? I mean, I believe just for casual purposes, the stated total was 41.
McCarthy will come out under center. Conshafter and Davis in the eye. Okono will split left. Justin Jones to the right.
Sweep right.
And they're going right back. Pitches to the right. Davis fouling Conshafter. Nothing there.
Conshafter's got to make a little more commitment to get into that block a little quicker. Davis, he did a nice job of trying to set the block up. It just was a slow developing play, so not much room there.
3:03 now to go in the half. See if St. Joe's can put something in the end zone.
When Nicholas Welke, the injured lineman for St. Francis, comes back out onto the field.
So 2nd and 10.
Very loud and boisterous crowd.
This is beautiful.
St. Francis.
What a great night.
Yeah.
It was a football weather. Pitch again to Davis.
He's going to throw it.
He's thought about it. Now he finds a lane. Woo.
You definitely know he was putting that one up. It was coming time, but he tucked it under, and he's going to be just about a hair short of the first down.
When he found that seam, shoot.
Well, that's pretty
like he shot out of a gun. Whoa.
Pretty good jets when he decided to tuck it.
Yeah, that's courtesy of Celia Matthias, our trainer. She's been working on him all week. Get him ready to play, and he looks fresh. Probably, as fresh as we've seen him since early in the season, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, without a doubt.
We're going to get a measurement here, and it's going to be short again.
Yeah.
They got the sticks down. You can't, that's cheating.
It's not cheating. That's improvising.
It's improvising. They got camera now. They can tell.
You ever see Heartbreak Ridge?
No.
You have to improvise and overcome. Clint Eastwood, you never see that movie? It's a classic.
Yeah.
No, it's like with Good Morning Vietnam. Another classic.
I didn't see that. How many times are you going to bring it up?
I got to just get it for you for the holidays. Do you have a DVD player at all?
I believe so. I got a DVR.
I got one of those.
Yeah.
Maybe it's on demand.
Good
Morning Vietnam. I'll check. You don't have on demand either?
I don't know. I just watch what's on TV when I want to watch it.
So, 3rd and 1. Let's reset. Where are we? We're at the Ralph. 3rd and 1. 2:28 to go in the half. Probably 2 down territory here.
Oh, I would think so, for sure.
McCarthy gives it to Davis. Fouls his blocker.
Oh,
Nice
what a
cut
great
back in
job.
the
It
middle.
could be gone.
It could be. He's at the 20, 50.
Yep.
Great cut back there. Nigel Davis, 35-yard touchdown. What a run. That's the Nigel Davis we saw in the first half of the season. Wow. That's all I can say. I mean,
he was stuck
trapped.
in the hole,
Yep.
trapped deep, found a lane, then made a cutback and took it in for the touchdown.
Yep.
35 yards on the score, and the Marauders with another touchdown. And a big extra point coming here to try and make it a 9-point lead with 2:11 left in the first half here.
Yeah, I mean, I thought he was going to race his way to the left end corner of the end zone, and he made a quick cutback and danced in easily. So it's 20-12. Marauders have scored 20 points in about 9 minutes. And this will be number 21 if it's good. And it is. Wow. Lightning in a bottle.
Shootout in progress here. Now the Marauders got to find a way to stop something on the kickoff here and find a way to. I don't know if you've got somebody who can maybe just kind of kick the ball and just kind of drill it and drive it down where it bounces around a little bit.
And, you know, the best part about this so far is, you know, it's been different weapons. It's Justin Jones. It's John Schmidt. It's Nigel. So very key that they get other people involved. Hey, there's still 2:11 to go here. The way this thing is going, St. Francis could put another one on the board.
Number 3, Nigel Davis to kick off for the Marauders.
So we're sorry if maybe you missed that. A little technical difficulty up here if you missed that touchdown run.
You awake over there, Ups? Gonna have to get you some more Tim Hortons coffee
Now they're going to have Davis kick off here.
as soon as they find him a football.
And a tee.
Oh yeah, we scored. Where's Magoo? I don't see Magoo tonight.
Magoo's there. He's there. He was flagging down the extra point.
Okay.
So Davis will be in to kick. The Marauders here trying to not take any chances here. You're trying to get him some time off, but too important here. And he's got it at a pretty good angle that it looks like he's going to try and drive through this ball. Not try to go for length through the air, but just try and drive through it. And it's into the corner. Oh.
Same guy again, number 14.
Yep, that is Pinnock again.
Pinnock, yep. And he brings it close to the 40-yard line, over the 41, 2:03 to go.
Tackled down at the 41-yard line.
Well, St. Francis has 2 timeouts left, as do the Marauders, but 2 timeouts left. Really haven't seen them run. I mean, they had the short 4-yard touchdown drive before, and they haven't had the ball in quite a while. They went 3 and out the previous drive, so let's see what they bring to the table offensively here.
Right, Hickson will go under center.
Been tough sledding in the run game, although they do have 2 running touchdowns.
Give the ball to Buccieri, the up back, and nothing doing there. It's like Jackson in there.
You could see the Marauders potentially use their timeouts here if they get a stop on this next play.
Yeah, I would agree with you.
The way they've been going offensively might be worth that shot.
You know, you just how the game changed. You know, right now things are going smooth for them. Everybody feels loose. You can open it up a little bit instead of tight when the plays aren't going your way. So shotgun for Hickson. Got 2 to the right, and is he going to keep it himself?
Yeah,
He
the
does
read
on
option.
The read option there. Gain of maybe 1. We'll see if Coach
Yep, they
Gilbert
do.
takes the
They
timeout.
do.
And he does. Yep, good clock management there.
Well,
minute and 18 to go.
You don't have a punter who can really drive into it, at least from what we've seen tonight.
so far, right?
So let's just say, for example, they don't get much here. Marauders are probably thinking they can get the ball back at the 30, 35-yard line and have a shot. Not to mention, you put Nigel Davis back there, you got a shot to go the distance anyway if you can get his hands on the kick.
Yeah, I mean, anytime you've got the player with the caliber of Nigel Davis, you know, one play is all it takes.
That is true. He was also the KISS 98.5 Monsignor Martin Association Player of the Year.
Is that right?
Apparently, according to my game notes, that's what's in there.
Wow.
So congratulations to Janet Snyder and to Nigel Davis.
Kiss 98.5.
There's Christmas music all over the place. And I used to be one of those guys who couldn't play it early enough. They just don't play anything new. I'm sick of
XM Sirius
Number
Channel
17.
4. Oh, it's 4 on mine.
17 on Sirius, but
Yep.
it's just enough Gene Autry. Turn the page here a little bit. Get something good.
I had it going when I was in the car this afternoon myself.
When I say
So
it's a
pick
little
me up.
early, that's crazy because I've always been the guy to go
I had the
first.
Herb Albert and the Tijuana Brass version of Christmas songs.
There you go.
And it's a quarterback draw, and he's brought down by
Tyler
Tyler Hill.
Woo!
And they're going to call timeout there. So 7 seconds run off the clock. It'll be 4th down.
That was a do not pass go
12.
and do not collect $200
Yep.
there.
So still a minute and 11 left here in the half. And it could be an opportunity for the Marauders to put some more points on the board.
They're going to want to. They got this good feeling going offensive. You want to keep it rolling. There, look at the replay. Wow.
Almost a face mask there.
Oh,
We watched the replay. He just collared him.
Yeah, the Marauders
Yeah.
now out of timeouts. They'll have a minute, right around a minute to work with after the kick here. But remember, the clock does stop when you move the chains. So the Marauders huddling up on the numbers. They're going to come out. And Nigel Davis will be the single safety here for the punt. Marauders are going to try and set up a block or set up a return here.
Hickson is also the punter.
They're bringing another blocker into the formation here.
Yep. Low kick, yeah. One bounce. We'll see if Nigel can get it. He does at the 27-yard line. Escapes the first man. Let's see if he can find room right side. Up the sideline, 40. Good little stutter move. Another one on his feet. Knocked out of bounds inside St. Francis territory. 56 seconds to go here. So they've got a shot to make something happen.
Yeah, big mistake there, even kicking it to him in that situation. Just a single safety. I mean, you can't let him get his hands on the ball and try and make a play here, especially this late in the half. Kick that thing away, kick it out of bounds. At least it's where you feel it's going to be another 30 yards on the drive. And with no timeouts, if they can do it, you tip their hat to them. But if you're St. Francis, you just can't let a return at that point.
See if he spreads them out here. And he will have 3 receivers to the right. Okono at the bottom of your screen, all alone on the left side. Conchafter the lone back. Little bubble screen out to Nigel Davis.
Oh, great block by
call,
Miles
and he's
Young.
out of bounds at inside the 40-yard line. Going to be about a 9-yard gain is my guess here. Second down, 51 seconds to go. Nice call there. I like that, Bill. I like that one. We haven't seen a lot of bubble screens throughout the course of the season.
No, we have not.
Nice to see the offense open up here a little bit. We've got timeout called by St. Francis. Again, the winner tonight goes to play the winner of the second game, which will be Timon and Canisius. Paul and I won't be here for that one.
No.
You'll have to find that in the blogosphere.
Yeah, follow Keith McShay on his, blog
I imagine
of
he's
all
here tonight. I
things
haven't
high
seen him.
school. Yeah, he's here.
Is he? All right.
He's upset because there was a number wrong in the sports guide. We're sorry. We didn't get the prior change to you in time.
A lot of people up here I'm impressed by. I hope they got enough pizza for everybody.
Oh, yeah?
I don't know. All we had was cookies to start.
Yeah. And very strong hot cocoa.
Did you have some?
They didn't have any water, but
Even the little pop machines aren't working?
no.
What the heck is going on here?
Nothing going on.
Well, both teams just now coming out from their respective sidelines.
2nd and 2 for the Marauders. 51 seconds left. And St. Francis wanted to get right there with that timeout. They do not want to give up another touchdown. Nigel Davis, 14 carries, 85 yards from the first half.
Nice. McCarthy under center. They got 3 out to the right again.
If you run it here, you better get the first down to stop the clock
Right,
and move
yeah.
the chains.
51 seconds snap. McCarthy changing the play, maybe?
Could be.
See a little heat coming, though. And here they come, a host of them right up the middle, and he's going to go down and sacked by number 51, Adam Valenti, the 5'11", 210-pounder.
Well, you had
I
single
think he's from
coverage
Athol
everywhere.
Springs.
Yeah, could be.
So now they got to go. Clock at 32 seconds. It's 3rd and 7. McCarthy drops back, rolls out to his right. Going to throw on the run, and he's got Justin Jones. We'll see where the spot is at
they
came
gave
way back. It's
Wow,
at
the
40
spot's
yard line.
okay. They gave him the out of bounds, which is a huge
Yeah,
break
stops
for
the
the
clock.
Marauders.
Right, it'll be 4th and 2, 22 seconds left.
You know, that's on the receiver, though. He's got to run a deeper route than that. That's a good ball delivered by McCarthy. Looking at the replay, you got to get some extra depth. You got to make sure you get to the chains there.
He looks pretty mobile tonight.
Yeah,
We went to basketball practice for a couple of days, and
there you go.
Coach Hurlin had him running a little bit. He looks good running up and down that court. Won't be long, folks. Winter sports will be upon us.
Well, practice underway already.
Yep. We'll get the broadcast schedule done soon. Here we go. 22 seconds. 4th down and 2. McCarthy, quick slant pass to Okono.
He caught
And
it.
he's got it. So the clock will stop quickly to move the chains. It's at the 35-yard line.
You're going to have to down this and take a couple
Yep,
of
as
shots
soon
at
as-
the end zone here.
Yep. Clock stopped at 15 seconds. They'll get everything set, the ball and the chains. We'll see a quick spike here by McCarthy. As soon as they get it ready for play. And the whistle they do. Clock runs. Down he throws it. Whoa, hits the back of one of his players.
You just got to push it
Yeah.
to the ground. As you were mentioning, make sure you tune in to all 4 basketball games we'll be broadcasting this winter.
There you go.
It won't be a full schedule, folks.
Now,
It'll be most.
We're going to be mixing them up a little bit this year. We're going to have wrestling for you.
Well,
Some a little more
little
hockey.
hockey.
Yeah,
Yep.
we're going to do some hockey. I, on purpose, did not schedule any Thursday night basketball games, so we can do a few of the feature hockey games. I did it so I could just go to the games.
Yeah.
And we'll have some good hoop action for you. You'll get to see a lot of it with video this year as well. 12 seconds. McCarthy shotgun, going to throw a long one down right sideline.
Got a man.
Oh, yep. He had him beat. His interception.
Yep.
Yep.
What the heck of an interception.
It was a heck of an
After
interception.
the push off of the receiver, and then he one-handed it behind himself. But with 5 seconds left, not much harm there. Franny's will probably just take a knee, and we'll head to the half here.
Yeah, it was Jamal Johnson. That ball, both Johnson and Justin Jones, the intended receiver, they overran the ball. Jones had him beat. We watched the replay here.
Yeah,
at the
you got to hang
stadium.
that up
Yeah.
to the outside. Just didn't have enough.
Yeah, he had him. Yep.
Didn't have enough mustard on that pastrami.
Yep, Jones had to come back for it. So St. Francis will take a knee here shortly.
Yes, they're in the formation.
Yep. And he downs it, and that'll be the final play of what has been a very entertaining half of football. St. Joe's in front 21-12. So hang with us. Paul and I are going to take a little break. We'll keep the camera up on the screen for you so you'll have a sense for when the second half action will begin. It'll be about 18 minutes from now as soon as they get it running. Stay with us. We'll be back for half number 2.
Howdy ho there.
Heidi ho, I love the music here at halftime.
Ah, yeah, we're all twisting and turning the night away.
It's 50s night here at the Ralph. And the Marauders are in front on 50s night 21-12 as we're a couple of minutes away here from second half action. And Paul's got the Curry's halftime stats.
Well, Mark, from what was a poor first quarter in which the Marauders only had 21 yards of offense to St. Francis's 29, at the end of the half, the Marauders really rolled it up as they went for 95 yards on the ground, 120 through the air for a net yardage of 213. I know that doesn't add up, but you take sack yardage off. Nigel Davis, 12 carries, 84 yards and a touchdown. Michael McCarthy, he was 8 for 14 for 120 yards and the 2 big touchdowns. That was 3 catches for Justin Jones, 64 yards and a touchdown, and the other touchdown, of course, going to John Schmidt. Cordell Owens leads the defense with 6 tackles and a sack. Anthony Castellani, 5 tackles and a sack for St. Francis. 20 net yards, 34 on the ground, -2 through the air, 2 sacks for 13 yards for the Marauders. On third downs, the Marauders 1 of 6, St. Francis 0 for 4. The Marauders on fourth down 2 of 2. St. Francis 1 of 1. Time of possession fairly even. 3 penalties for the Marauders, none for St. Francis. And the Marauders are losing the turnover battle 2-0.
Very good. You made all that up? Wow.
Yep.
Usually we have a sheet with all that information.
Yeah.
No, that's all courtesy of our good friend behind us, Timmy Wegrin, with all the stats. He's the best stat man in town. And we are ready to go. Nigel Davis will kick it off.
Yep, Nigel will do handling all the kicking duties the rest of the night unless something happens differently.
Yep, and short little kick taken at the
on the
14
ground
and bobbled, and down the ball goes. He's able to pick it up, cuts back, and that's number 14, Pinnock, who's had some great returns here for St. Francis in this football game. And we are ready to go here on a beautiful evening in Orchard Park, New York, 46 degrees. Very little wind, believe it or not, or at least it appears here.
No, I went down on the field
bad?
at the half, and the wind really isn't a factor.
Yeah. Did you go down there?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I didn't see you leave the press box, so I wasn't sure I actually did that, but that's good.
I did one of those, what do they call those things when on the wire where you slide down? I don't know. No, it's a beautiful. It really is. Great
one
fall
of our
night.
best nights here, I said earlier in the broadcast. So they got Montgomery in the freshman running back for Franny's. Misterman comes in now, Montgomery out. So it was a 4-yard gain to start it off here. 2nd and 6 at the St. Francis 33-yard line.
The little guy, that Montgomery, 5'6".
Yep. I formation. They give the ball to Misterman, and he fouls his blocking left side and brings it out close to the 37-yard line. Going to be about 2 yards short of the first down. It'll bring up third down. Misterman's been the workhorse for this St. Francis football team.
Yeah, he's their guy, and he's going to have to be the guy to get him back in this because it doesn't look like Coach Smith is too anxious to have Hickson get the ball up in the air at this point.
And, you got to remember, they scored on 2 very short fields,
right?
20 yards and
4.
5 yards or 4 yards. So they really haven't been able to move the football, and they give the ball to the freshman Montgomery, and he's brought down for a big loss, maybe 5 or 6 yards.
Yeah, Vinny Gregory with the play.
That's Jalen Montgomery. So it'll be 4th down, and you would assume that the Red Raiders are going to punt it away.
They're going to have to. You don't want to give the Marauder offense that had all kinds of momentum coming out of the first half. You don't want to give them the ball on a stop here inside your own 35-yard line. They're going to kick it away with this short snap again.
Yep.
Only about a 6-yard variance between snap and punter.
Tyler Hill can get
and
they almost kicked it in the back of his lineman. And it goes out of bounds at the 47-yard line. So the Marauders are going to have a great start here in the second half. That's dangerous.
It's been a long time since you've seen a St. Francis team have special teams issues like they have had tonight.
Yeah, I'm not sure. He's trying to show like they might throw the ball. They're spreading out with 4 receivers on these short kicks, but
nonetheless,
that has not been
21-yard punt to go along with
point.
a 27-yarder earlier.
Right. So McCarthy brings them out at their own 47-yard line.
See if he tries a quick hit.
Run out of the I formation. And they give the ball to Nigel. They run right side, and he's able to break inside St. Francis territory down to their 47-yard line, a gain of 6 yards.
Well, you can see Nigel looks a lot healthier. The bye week, he's just been fighting nicks and bumps and bruises all week, or all season, and having those 10, 12 days off really has proved beneficial. As he looks like he's got that giddy up back in his gallop there.
His giddy up and
his giddy up and his giddy up.
Yep, so let's giddy up on second and 4. They'll run the I again. It's been Nigel right. This time he's going to go up the middle, and then he kicks it outside. Nothing there. Good job by the St. Francis front 4. So no gain, maybe even a loss of 1. Brings up third down. We just started the second half. 9 minutes to go here in quarter number 3. St. Joe's in front 21-0. Fell behind 6-zip on a score by St. Francis on a Mike McCarthy interception. They got the ball down to around the 20 and were able to knock it in. Then 21 straight. Oh, no, actually 14 straight to make it 14-6, then 14-12, and then 21-12 is where we stand now. John Schmidt, Justin Jones, and Nigel Davis touchdowns for the Marauders. 3rd and 4. Shotgun for McCarthy. He keeps it, and nothing there. Not sure I'm liking that one.
Yeah, that play is made to be a quick hitch, and he couldn't get it out and going.
At first I thought we were maybe a little wildcat. So 4th down and 3. We'll see if the Marauders punt it away here. I would think you'd have to, right?
Yeah, I think you don't want to give them another short field.
Yeah, you make them earn. They still need 2 scores with this 9-point deficit. So can they really march the field and get a couple of scores? You wouldn't think up to this point, but they are kids.
They are kids.
Yeah, Davis low punt, and it's taken by Buccieri on a short hop.
He should play shortstop for that with that dig. Holy cats.
Wow, some very scary special teams plays here by St. Francis in this start of this second half, and we had the same thing earlier in the first half where Buccieri tried to pick one up ill-advised. So they'll start at their own 18-yard line. All right, 7:35 left in quarter 3.
Well, we know we got some future high schoolers out there listening and watching in. We know that the tests are coming up this weekend, and you may be taking the test wherever over the course of the weekend. We hope you keep St. Joe's in mind. Even you, my buddy Dev. We still want to see you around there, buddy.
Left guard moved here. St. Francis.
Tyler Hill was quick to jump with him.
Yep.
But it is going to go against Franny's.
Yep. False start. So the first penalty of the game for St. Francis. Pretty clean game. Only 4 penalties in total now. And the Joe's penalties were really early in the football game. So it'll be 1st and 15 now for St. Francis at their own 13-yard line. See if they open it up at all, if they just keep going with Misterman. And they give the ball to Misterman. Tries to bounce it to the outside.
Nothing doing there.
Good job by Aliacono to come up on the play, and he gets to the 15-yard line, a gain of 2.
Great job there by John Schmidt as he was able to set the end, really force the wide bounce out.
Yep.
There's a difference between getting around the corner and having to belly it backwards to get around the corner. And Acono came in after Schmidt forced Minsterman, and just a 1-yard gain, setting up a 2nd and 14. Big drive here for the Marauders. With the way the punt game's gone for St. Francis, if they can pin them down here, not let anything happen, they're probably going to end up with some pretty good field position.
Will they throw the ball at some point?
I guess
not. They give the ball to the little freshman Montgomery, And he gets it back to the original line of scrimmage, which is the 18. Be 3rd and 10.
Cordell Owens off the bottom of the pile yet again. Big, big night for young Cordell Owens. That's his 8th tackle of the night.
Hey, that's Coach Hurlin's voice. He's now the PA assist on the PA here in half number 2. Each school shares the announcing duties in these playoff games.
Coach Hurlin.
He does a great job.
That he does.
2 receivers left. And they give the ball to Montgomery. Finds a little room left side, cuts it up, and gets out over the 30-yard line. Big run there of 13 yards and a first down. It's Jalen Montgomery.
He's got some pretty good scoots.
He's got some wheels there, absolutely. Where's he been?
Oh, he's been sitting on the bench underneath one of those cool red ponchos they're wearing. The old days, you had those big, heavy tarp-like
Remember those
ponchos.
things? They went down to your ankles. Yeah. Some of the greatest highlights on NFL films are those guys.
Never any arms or sleeves or pockets.
No,
just the legit
bloody noses and sweat and
legit poncho.
Yeah, I love football.
As long as I'm indoors.
Yes, in domes now.
Yes.
Hickson under center gives the ball
corner
to
blitz here.
Lawson, number 2. So they got some fresh legs in the backfield here for the Red Raiders. And he breaks it out over the 40-yard line, very close to a first down. Just short, yard short, be 2nd and 1. Clock ticking away, 5:25 to go, quarter 3. Marauders in front by 9, 21-12.
Montgomery, the freshman, back in the backfield again. I wonder if this is just a conscious decision or if there might be an injury
Yeah, I wonder, Matt.
to Minsterman.
Well, he's not. He's standing by the coach right down in front of us here. And they give the ball to Montgomery. Not this time. Justin Jones in the backfield to make the tackle. He's going to lose 3 down back to the 37-yard line.
Montgomery carries again. He's stopped by Anthony Castellani for a loss of 2.
Nah, I think we're going to put that one on Justin Jones.
I thought so, right?
Castellani, yeah. Yeah, Castellani maybe sneaking in for a little assist at the end there, but
okay. I thought maybe I was wrong.
no. Well,
because occasionally I don't get the numbers right.
Well, 2 and 55 are tough.
I was squinting.
Tough to screw that
Maybe
one
I
up.
should retire.
That could be.
And they give the ball to Misterman, who's back in, and he's going to be just short. And I think it's going to bring up 4th and inches here.
Yeah, almost.
Yeah, maybe
about a half a yard.
Yeah, yep, I would say that, half a yard.
Well, 4 minutes left in the third quarter. Is it go time for St. Francis?
I don't know, boy. I'm glad I'm not making that decision.
Yeah, I think you have to. You need 2 scores. If you were down 1 score, I'd say absolutely not. But you need 2 scores, so if the way this game's starting to pace, I think you need to I think they're going to take a timeout and discuss it.
Yep, 3:45 now left here in quarter 3. And St. Francis will talk it over. I mean, we'll probably see that same punting formation.
Well, I don't think they're going to punt. They're going for it.
Right.
Saddle it up. You know what? It's playoff football. Fasten your seatbelts. Buckle the chin straps. Blah, blah, blah. Cliche. It's 4th and a half yard. You got to go out. You want to win this game, you got to go get yourself a half yard.
Yep.
So if they miss it, they're probably going to lose.
Right.
The key is the clock keeps running, so we don't lose out on time, personal time.
Clemson, Georgia Tech tonight, big game on ESPN,
what's the pro game?
7:30. Good pro game, Indianapolis and Tennessee.
Ooh, that'll be a good game.
Tennessee.
An intra-league matchup, if you will.
Or you can watch Marshall against Tulsa.
We are Marshall. They got those cool helmets with the number 75 on it, whatever the year was.
This is their year.
Yeah. So, we got a lot of people out there listening. I said I would say hello to my guy Devin Waring. He's listening out there. St. Greg Cougar. Good to have you guys listening aboard.
Hey, hopefully we'll see some guys at the John Barton St. Joe's Grammar School tournament. Big play, and Montgomery gets a bunch there out over the 45-yard line. First down, St. Francis.
Well, he's such a little guy. He gets in behind those linemen. He's able to scoot up. Good job by Conchafter, really making a kind of a saving tackle in the secondary.
18 teams will vie for the coveted St. Joe's Grammar School basketball tournament trophy starting next Wednesday night.
I'll have to make it out.
Brackets
to some of those
are
games.
on the St. Joe's website if everybody wants to see who's playing and when the games are.
Really?
Hand off to Mr. Van. Yes, really. It
On
is
the St. Joe's website?
The brackets are out there somewhere.
You're kidding me.
Yes.
I have trouble getting my games that are scheduled on this website.
They're out there maybe through the admissions office or they're somewhere, but they are out there. I have been told they're there. If not, I'll just email you.
Well, a lot of future Marauders will be in that tournament. Also, some future other
Exciting.
schoolers. But we hope you all.
Very exciting.
We hope you all strongly consider your children's education at St. Joe's Collegiate Institute.
The only place to be. 2nd and 6, right at midfield, and they give the ball to Lawson, and he finds a hole up the middle. Down to the 42-yard line. It's enough for another St. Francis first down.
What a block Adam Valenti laid on Justin Jones. He was coming on a corner blitz, and Valenti was trap blocking from the right guard spot, and he just smoked Jones. Much to the delight of the St. Francis crowd is a big...
I'm watching the replay on the screen.
There you go.
Don't hurt my guard.
Yeah.
I need him in a couple weeks.
Well, I'll tell you what. They'll start calling him Kielbasa because he was smoked like a sausage on that one.
And they hand the ball to Montgomery. Tries to bounce it outside. He stays on his feet.
Finish.
Yep.
You know what? Miles Young came in for the big hit, but he didn't wrap him up. You've got to wrap here. St. Francis putting together a great drive from inside their own 10.
Castellani had the first shot at him and wasn't able to bring him down. Clock running. 2 minutes now to go in quarter 3. St. Francis moving the ball, but the clock is also moving as well. St. Joe's in front, 21-12.
2nd and 5 here.
And it's funny, you look at the score and time now, how critical that first missed extra point, that blocked point, how it's changed how the game's played. Then they had to go for the 2-point conversion. They didn't get it, and now they need 2 scores. So everything could have been different if that first point would have been good. You'll be looking at 21-14, but we're not, 21-12.
What were you saying? You would a lot to do about nothing. I don't know. This is
I just
something
have
happened.
a strategy.
Oh, there's no strategy.
All the games all been dictated by that blocked extra point.
No doubt about it.
That's
Absolutely.
what I said.
I didn't
probably could have said it in one sentence.
Well, plus it's something.
I'm trying to kill time here.
Well, you were. There was really nothing. Listen. I don't know. Hey, you know what tonight is? Tonight's the first playoff matchup using the new Spalding footballs. Spalding, the official ball sponsor of the Monsignor Martin League. There's been much conjecture about a Udobine because Spalding's the best basketball. I'm just not quite sure what a baseball is going to look like. I've never seen one. Maybe it's made by Wilson. That would be great.
Yeah, it might be a knockoff. Like Whirlpool's made by Maytag or,
Hey, don't say that in front of Coach Toohey.
No, our guy. Appliance. You need appliances. He's your guy.
Yes.
Glenn Toohey's our assistant baseball coach. And Misterman takes it and tries to find something off left guard, and a gain of 1, maybe 2 inside the 35-yard line.
Tyler Hill.
Down.
Tyler Hill.
Francis doing how many passes has he thrown tonight, Timmy? 1 pass by the Red Raider quarterback, Hickson. Third and 3.
Justin Jones hobbling off the field.
Yeah, maybe a little ankle, maybe.
Could be a rabbit. Clock ticking. Not a big crowd here. This game is fun. Fortunately, it's not on. It would have been blacked out because we did not get to the capacity.
No, or they didn't make the 85% either. Hickson gives the ball to Jalen Montgomery, the freshman, getting a lot of work here in the third quarter. We did not see him at all in quarter. Maybe he missed the team bus and just got here.
Going to be close again. We may see sticks.
He's pretty good.
He can scoot.
Yep.
They are going to take a look, and
the clock is stopped right now. They're going to bring the chains out. Yep. So we got 18 teams coming in for the John Barden, which will be next Wednesday night. Then over the weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and the finals are Tuesday. It'll all be done before Thanksgiving this year.
I'm not quite sure I'm real fond of my St. John's Jaguars having to play a play-in game. Closeness to proximity.
I
to
did
the
it because
school.
they're close to the school.
It's just a longer road to
They'll
the
be
top.
playing Elmwood Franklin.
Well, I guess then never
And
mind.
the other playing game is St. Andrews in Narden.
Oh,
And then we've got St. Augustine's bringing in 2 teams this year. 14 Holy Helpers, LLBS, St. Gregory the Great. We're looking forward to them being there.
no doubt about it.
St. Christopher, St. Benedict, St. Peter and Paul,
I saw some great baseball battles between
St.
Chris
Vincent de
and
Paul.
St. Chris and St. Greg.
And Lawson takes it. They did get the first down, and he's down to the 32-yard line, maybe 31. They'll give him a yard there. Second down.
Yeah, I want to
So, yeah, it's going to be a great tournament. And it's nice we're going to run it all over that weekend and have the finals before Thanksgiving. So if kids needed to travel for Thanksgiving, they wouldn't miss the tournament.
There you go.
And I think it was a strategic move that paid off with 18 schools. St. Christopher's, I mentioned.
Yeah.
St. Amelia's.
St. Amelia.
Hickson gives the ball to Montgomery and tries to break it off left side and knocked out of bounds at around the 28-yard line. Probably a gain of 4. So it's third down. 16 seconds left here in the quarter.
That's going to
His
do it
time
for the
is
quarter.
moving fast here.
We are going to head to the fourth quarter with the Marauders leading by 9, 21-12. And a little better quarter there for St. Francis, but nothing to show for it on the scoreboard.
And the problem is the clock is moving now.
That is true,
You
sir.
know, that without the ability for them to strike quickly, unless Montgomery can break something or Misterman.
Well, they're going to need a quick score. They certainly do, and get a stop. That missed extra point killed them. Marauders only had one possession in the second half, or third quarter, and a whopping 5 yards. St. Francis, 72 yards, all on the ground.
My favorite guy just walked in, Stu Boyer, from Channel 2. One of the best in the business.
Well, thanks, buddy.
He is one of the best. So are you.
All right. Yeah,
Hey, the only 2 guys I've ever done broadcasts with are you and him. So there you go.
Yeah, I got a chance to talk to Stu. Look at that Syracuse sweatshirt he's got going there.
Yeah,
That's
he's
pretty
got that
sharp.
Cuse. Yep. He loves the orange.
Go Orangeman.
Go orange.
So, yeah, I was mentioning I got a chance to speak at the Grammar School baseball banquet the other night, and you know what? Saw a lot of those teams play this year. I saw one of the great battles. St. Chris and St. Greg's played a 10-inning, 8-8 tie. The pitchers were all great. I mentioned Devin Waring. He started that game. Jake, why am I drawing a blank?
Because you're getting old.
I am getting old.
That would be Alzheimer's.
You're not kidding. It is Alzheimer's. Well, just sometimers maybe.
Sometimers. Here we go. Quarter number 4.
Oh, good tackle there by
yeah.
Vinny Gregory.
Yeah, Vinny Gregory in the backfield.
Playing his first game in a long time, and
Yep.
he's made a difference there coming off the edge. Jake Reister was the young man I was speaking
There you
of.
go. I
Yeah.
imagine we'll see him next week. I think
Yeah.
he's a
oh,
hooper.
yeah.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Yep, we're looking forward to seeing all our guys. So fourth down and 9 for St. Francis
This
at the
is
31.
critical.
It is.
Both teams used a timeout in the third quarter. Right now, one pass so far for St. Francis. They're going to have to find a way to grind out a first down here. They're going to turn it over.
And he's going to drop back, pressure up the middle,
boy.
and down he's
John
going to go.
Schmidt.
John Schmidt.
Wow, that is a big sack, too, as it's a 19-yard sack back to the 49-yard line where the Marauders will take over. Woo.
Maybe that's why they don't throw the football. Maybe we just saw something there. Maybe they can't pass block. Maybe I don't know. But
Holy jailbreak,
Holy
Batman.
yeah, I'm watching.
Schmitty came free right off the giddy-up, and
Wow.
he was in Hickson's face from the get.
Yeah, telling him he had to get rid of the football there
Yeah.
and not take the sack.
Well, you could.
Throw the interception even. I'm
Yeah,
sure
could-
that's what he's
but
telling him.
I don't think he had any chance to get rid of that
Oh,
football.
Schmidt was so quick up
Schmidt
the
was
middle.
sharing his lunch right after the snap.
You know, learning experience for the freshman for sure. So St. Joe's has it 11:09 left in the football game. Nigel Davis to the right. He's got something here, I think, and he
out.
does. Big lane
He's
up
gone.
the sideline, and he could be gone. Yes, he is. Touchdown, Nigel Davis, 51 yards. And that could be the one to do it, my friend.
Yeah, that's a big one. And
27-12.
what an absolute heartbreaker. St. Francis has the ball for 8 minutes, comes away with no points. The Marauders won one play, 51 yards for the touchdown. A great job there, but great stalk block on the outside by Justin Jones. If we get a chance to see the replay here, he's the one who really sprung. We talk about it all the time. For running backs to get the big, long gainers, your receivers have to do a great job of blocking, and you'll see Justin Jones did a terrific job on the outside, sealing his man and creating that lane for Davis.
Paul, that's what we were talking about in the first half. Those lanes were getting a little bigger, and they finally, it was big enough for him to just run his way right through it and pass to the St. Francis defenders. So points good, 28-12. 10:58 left.
3-score lead for the Marauders. Here's a replay. You see Davis along the corner. You can't see it on TV, but Jones had gotten the block, taken number 28, Michael Miller, out of the play, and he was just chasing from behind, and no go there is Davis. 51 yards for the score. He's now up over 135 yards on the afternoon or in the evening.
Right. And
Actually,
this still is a two-touchdown game. 16 points, 2 8s. So St. Francis could get to the end zone twice and convert two two-point conversions. They could get to a tie. But there's no reason to believe at this point they're going to be able to do that. But you never know, folks. That's why you play them.
You going cliche on me? Play the game?
Man,
Okay.
That's why we play the games. It's my favorite one.
This press box, I think there's more people up here than there are in the stands.
Yeah.
The place is filling up.
Well, we've never been this close to the press box for our broadcast.
No, we're usually down
usually
on the
a couple
far end.
booths over. We've never maybe this is the same amount as all the time.
Yeah, maybe.
Could be. Well, hey, the winner of this next Thursday night, 7 o'clock.
Oh,
if the Marauders are there, we will be there. Paul and I will bring it to you along with Uppers and Timmy Wegren.
I had some great stats for us tonight, too.
Outstanding stat work.
Yeah.
Davis to kick it, and he does. It's going to be taken by... That might be Montgomery.
It is.
Freshman.
Oh,
yep.
boy, what a hit by Gregory. Woo!
And Jackson there as well.
Yowza, you got to pick
Ouch.
your license plates up after a crash like that.
Hello.
Holy cats.
Well, we'll see what St. Francis does now. 10:53 left in the contest.
Well, I'll tell you what, the addition of Gregory back to that defense with the hitting he can do may be something that can help this Marauder team should they advance against, Canisius next week. He is reckless. He's a little guy, but he'll throw the body around. He's just 5'7", but he plays about 6'2".
Canisius and Timon playing in game number 2 here. The winner of that will play the winner of this one. If everybody gets what they want, they'll get St. Joe's and Canisius 7 o'clock here at the Ralph next Thursday.
Canisius,
the league will be happy. Everybody will be happy.
Oh, the league.
Yeah, the league. And first pass here on this drive, incomplete. It was intended for Misterman from Hickson.
John Schmidt and Ryan Conshafter in coverage. A lot of these, there's great team effort defensively for the Marauders. A lot of guys involved. They're starting to show some more spunk.
Hickson shotgun here. They got 2 left, 2 right. He looks right. Now he's going to step up. Fumble here. The ball's on the ground. See if he can get on it.
He's going to scoop and try
and
score.
It's Castellani. I think he's got it, and it is. So a fumble there by Hickson, and the Marauders recover at the St. Francis 10-yard line.
Castellani went for the scoop and scored. Didn't have enough Jets. Let's see if Cordell Owens got in there to disrupt. Boy, that could just about do it here if the Marauders are able to punch this quick.
Wow. Well, maybe that's why they don't throw the ball. They have 4 attempts at it. And
Cordell Owens was able to force the fumble.
Okay, yep.
What a night for that young man. It's a sack and a strip. It's a second sack of the night. Go along with 9 tackles. He's had a big, big night, Cordell Owens.
Sure what the confusion is here. But penalty. I think got 12 men out there for St. Francis, and that's going to mark 5 yards. Yep, legal substitution, 12 men. So it'll be first and goal from the 5. They go to the diamond formation. Nigel Davis isn't in. Owens, Conshafter, and Young. They give
I
the
love
ball
the counter
to,
action there.
yep.
Love that play. Little counter dive. A lot of misdirection. Miles Young gets it in the back of that diamond.
The Elwood Fire Hall, we had to call that the crossbuck.
That's exactly right.
The crossbuck.
The sister
We ran a lot of those crossbucks back in the day.
The sister play to that
Yeah.
is the pro set with the split backfield. You fake the and it's exactly the call.
Yeah.
The crossbuck,
Yep.
certainly.
And what back was going to get it and what hole they were going to go through. Crossbuck 22.
That's right.
Yeah, it's back 2 through the 2 hole.
That's right. Keep it simple, baby. Back to 2 hole. Not
hole.
B, not
Yep.
C gap, nothing.
Nope.
Look one guy and go to the next one.
Inside 10 minutes now. Second and goal from the 6.
Oh, boy.
Oh, boy. Lots of guys moving
Everybody but the center was moving there.
Oops. So 5-yard penalty here against the Marauders. It'll push them back to the 11-yard line.
Yeah, Vito Zagario, looks like he was the only guy who wasn't in on the joke. He had a different snap count there than the Marauders because everyone started going right. Oh, brother. Just ticking away towards 7:30. Come on now. Get these big professional productions. Of course, we had our pre-production meeting this morning at 8 o'clock.
We did.
Yeah, lasted about 7 hours.
So Davis, the lone back.
Sweep right? What do you think?
Maybe go
Oh, they're going to
throw here. Throw slant to
Yowza.
Justin.
Oh, what a play. Now they're going to say the ball hit the
thought
ground.
it was an interception.
Wow, that was almost an unbelievable pick right there. Jeez, number 28, Michael Miller. But you got to kind of question why that ball's going up in the air in that spot.
No, I won't kind of question. I will question.
You will question. All right, fair enough.
Sure, they'll get back to the dentist, but that's okay. We're entitled. We got the headsets.
Okay.
You're not going to question that?
Oh, I already did.
Oh, okay, good. I don't want to be standing out here alone.
But what's the sense? Oh,
Right.
you're on your own. You're a man about yourself.
So 3rd and 11. Gives the ball to Nigel. Finds a
Great
nice little
cutback.
cutback there. Yep, he's got such great vision. Gets it down to the 8-yard line. We'll see if we get a little field goal here. Fourth again? Why not?
Yeah, well, I don't know.
Well, we're going to find out here.
It appears as such. They're bringing a full shift down here. Full shift change.
Oh, maybe not. Just I don't see a field goal in the horizon here.
Well, 8:45 and ticking. 4th and 8 from the 8.
And they are going to kick. Okay. Kono to hold. It's going to have it at the 15. It'll be a 25-yard field goal. Ball right in the center of the field.
Big points to
Up,
get
high
here.
snap, down, up, and
Big
good.
points.
Yep, big points to get is right. 25-yard field goal by Nigel Davis, and it's now 31-12.
Yeah, it
Those
makes
were
it-
3 big points,
Yeah, it
without
makes
a
it
doubt.
a 3-possession game now. Well, we're just looking over some of the Monsignor Martin stats. And speaking of kicks, most points kicking in one season is held by 4 of the top 5 of Marauders. Sandro DeAngelis and Mark Montana are tied with 52 points. Brother of current player Dominic Buccieri with 47, and then Mike Kavanaugh and Brandon Bellis with 46. So Sandro DeAngelis carries the all-time career points for kicking in the Monsignor Martin League. He had 81 extra points, 11 field goals, 114 points. And he had 11. Those 11 field goals are also the most in a career by any Monsignor Martin kicker. One ahead of former UB great Dallas Pels out of St. Francis.
Yep.
Maybe
A lot of Marauders. Most field goals kicked in a game. P.J. Riga, Sandro DeAngelis, Zach Whiting. most field goals kicked in one season, Dallas Pels from St. Francis. Then it's Whiting, Kavanaugh, and
Zach Whiting,
Tommy
former
Schwartz.
pitcher. Schwartzy.
Tommy Schwartz is in that program. All right.
I'd be remiss if I didn't give a little shout-out to my guy, the O-Dog, too, here tonight, listening in. Oh,
hey, look
kick.
at
Little
that.
liner. Jeez,
Line
with
drive,
some
caught
tough
by number
ugliness.
34. Yeah,
Some
special,
ugly kicking stuff tonight.
special team weird stuff going on. Michael Williams from St. Francis got that one. I'm sure it was unexpected.
Yeah, O-Dog, thanks for listening in, buddy. You're still the guy.
The O-Dog?
The O-Dog. He's the man. The big O. Billy Hurley, 381 yards, still a record for most rushing yards in a game.
That's pretty impressive.
That's a lot of yards.
We saw a guy at Cathedral Prep do that once.
He was a
Yeah.
quarterback,
Goose.
and he went over 381,
He
brother.
sure did.
He was in the fours.
Yep.
In fact, they're still adding up his yardage. Everybody jumped off sides there.
They did.
Oh.
So it looks like we're coming back next Thursday night. 7 o'clock.
Wow, St. Joe's take a timeout, and they're not going to walk the penalty off against St. Francis. Interesting.
Very.
So what time Thursday night? 7 o'clock?
7 bells.
I got to clear my schedule. All right, I'm set.
Good. I'll pick you up.
Okay.
What are you liking this Marshall Tulsa game?
Well, if I was going to watch it, I certainly would think the emotion of Marshall.
Even on the road?
Well, on the road and just knowing what Marshall can do offensively, I think it's tough to go against those Marshall thundering herd.
Yep. The Tulsa, what are they, the Hurricanes?
Golden Hurricane, my friend. Singular.
Hand the ball off, Misterman. And he brings it out over the 45, out to the 47, 48-yard line.
Johnny Schmidt in on the tackle again. He's had a
8:05 left here in the football game.
very good night
Which
for
has been
Mr.
a
Schmidt.
pretty convincing broadcast.
Beautiful, beautiful night. Good night for a
No, it was
fire.
It's been
Maybe a stogie,
Yep.
perhaps a little 12-year-old scotch. I don't know. Yeah, see, Uppers is in.
another handoff by St. Francis. I think they'll just run it here now.
Well,
it's
they didn't
the
pass
four
it when
times,
they needed to.
No,
so.
the 4 times they've tried it, it was not pretty.
Yeah, Vinny Gregory giving these guys a nice boost defensively,
Yep.
and he's going to have to be a key part of this next week. No doubt.
No doubt about it, yep.
He was out for 4 weeks and back in this lineup. So one can only hope. 3rd and 3 here, almost inside of 7
Yeah,
minutes.
7 minutes to go. Another handoff. I like this. Jalen Montgomery. We're going to see him if we got freshman quarterback, freshman running back here for St. Francis. So the rivalry is going to continue. Mike McCarthy, sophomore.
Yeah, Schmidt in with another tackle. He's had a big night, that young man. Got a touchdown, got himself a whole bunch of tackles. He's done a great job offensively on the line blocking, too. They've run right up his back all night long, and Davis has gone for 130-plus, running right over him.
6:28. Well, we're going to be out of here.
Yeah, but it's 7:30-ish. I mean, it's,
Well, we started about
if you take the
5:10.
route we took here, we won't be home till like 10.
It's not that far out of the way.
Oh, my
That's
God.
how you avoid
We
game
went-
day traffic when you come out to the Ralph.
We went from Kenmore to Orchard Park via Silver Creek. Jeez.
I had to get some gas at the reservation.
Well, they finally complete a pass offensively. Only went for 2 yards, though. And it'll set up about a 4th and... It's going to be short. So first down for the Marauders.
Well, this is fill time for us.
Yeah. We're going to make
Thanks
sure we
to
keep
all of
this,
our
though.
listeners. Yep, keep your program. We'll need them next week. This statistical information, we'll get a fresh sheet next
Can
week, I'm
86
sure.
that. Yep.
We're getting the Time Warner stat sheet.
Condensed, if you will.
And remember, if you want to watch this again, Time Warner Cable We'll have it on a few times, starting, tomorrow, Paul?
What's that?
Time Warner Cable, they're tomorrow?
Yeah, tomorrow at noon and Sunday night at 8 o'clock will be the replays of these games. There's the give to Miles Young up the middle. He gets it down to about the 44-yard line of St. Francis, gain of 5. Wow, the Marauders have only run 7 plays in the half, but yet have 10 points. Had the one-play drive with Nigel Davis going 31 yards for the touchdown. 51, and the 6-play drive that resulted in the field goal. So McCarthy under center. Miles Young at the back of the eye gets it again up the middle.
Whoa,
He's got
nice
some room,
hole
yeah.
there. Woo. Uh-oh, ball on the
ball's
ground.
loose.
I think he
St. Francis has got it.
Oh, boy. Nice run there. I thought he might have been down before it came loose, but I guess not.
Well, we'll check the big board and see.
Yeah, we can, actually.
Young carries, but loses control of the football.
Would have been nice if we could have just run out to 5:26 and
That would have been terrific.
got out of Dodge.
Well, here's the replay that you folks cannot see, but
Well, we can.
Young is coming through. Now that ball's
Yep,
clearly out,
definitely
Mark. A
Yep,
great
yep.
strip
I agree. Yep.
and recovery.
Thank God for replay.
Yeah. Because you might have thrown
Dixon's
a challenge
gonna
flag,
throw.
and that would have been a waste.
Yep, let's see. They give him this late catch here to keep the clock running. They do. 5:15 to go. Tell all your friends, family, next Thursday night. If you can't be here, this is the next best option, Paul.
Oh, yeah, without a doubt.
Get on your recliner, put your laptop on your lap, and
Tyler Hill with the batted down ball on the pass attempt by Hickson.
get a little hot chocolate, get an Afghan.
Might need a little hot chocolate Sunday if I'm playing some golf. That's the word on the street.
Yeah, the Timon faithful working their way in here now for game number 2. Hickson throws, and it's incomplete, intended for Lawson.
Conchafter went for the hit. If he would have looked up, he might have been able to go the distance with the pick.
4:53 now, 4th down.
Go for it here again. No need not to. No need not to. That's a double negative, huh?
No need not to, yep. Triple negative. Double negative.
Grammatical mistakes all over the place. So Hickson in the shotgun. Oh, boy. Oh. Conchafter that time got a hand on it.
You and I are both looking at that one going, oh, boy. And it's pick 6 written on it. So, Marauders will take over on downs. Let's see, we get some runs here and run it out.
You sound like me coaching baseball. I'm always looking for runs to be scored. Well, 4:49 here. Maybe one first down, certainly a second first down. They'd be able to run this thing out here.
And maybe we'll throw it a couple times.
Oh, please. And the Marauders, they're going to get a couple of guys off the field, try and stay healthy into next week's game.
Now we got whistles. We're going to time out St. Francis. Coach Smith's got some twos in there, it looks like. Yep, I think he's got a bunch of twos in. We'll see what we got twos on our end or not.
Well, not a ton of depth. So. Not a ton of.
I know, but
not a ton of twos out there. But he's got them all out there.
This is 2 time.
Yeah, absolutely.
Not sure we had twos yet.
No, well,
but St. Francis is definitely twos.
I'll just wave it out there in case anyone's looking up.
Nice. Again, thanks to our broadcast crew, Richard Uppers Pollier. For those of you that did get the trivia question right a couple weeks ago, Lowers is his brother. That is correct. I think that was Ori Lowe was giving out the prizes at Curry's.
10 tackles each for Castellani and Cordell Owens tonight. They will lead the way as the defensive stars of the game.
I'm giving away prizes and stuff here for trivia.
Are you?
Timmy Weggern, great job on stats. As always, we thank you.
Again, I don't know. I just wasn't paying attention again. Well, here we go. Jalen Brandy in
there we go.
under
the twos
center.
are in now. Twos everywhere. Twos are wild.
Twos for Thursday.
Miles Young. Uh-oh, he's got a break here.
Oh,
He
boy.
could be in the end zone. And he is. Miles Young, 44-yard touchdown. And another 6 for the Marauders at 4:38 left in the contest.
Well, he's got speed, and we
Yep.
said the Marauders aren't too terribly deep at the running
Right,
back
so they
spot.
can't, yeah. So some of the other guys that play the whole game have to play because of depth. You're
Yep.
absolutely right.
And it was just an innocuous little dive off the right side, missed tackle, and then the speed took over.
Right. Yeah, not much you can do here. Not trying to embarrass the opponent.
No, it's just a
It's
victim
an
of what it
unfortunate
is.
thing. Yep, you throw the twos. Usually the twos on the defensive side are always at a disadvantage.
There's only 3 people in the building who wanted to see Miles Young score a touchdown there. It was Miles and his parents.
Yep.
So Bardak to kick the point.
There you go.
And
Good
it's
job. It's good.
Good.
Wow.
well, his first
Nice
varsity point.
There you go.
Number 64. You got to love when those kickers have those
Oh, yeah.
numbers in the six. Maybe they'll let him kick off again here.
Adam Bardak of St. John Jaguar. To all of our 8th graders listening in, we thank you. Our guys out at St. Greg's, special shout out.
Yeah. We want to see you guys come on into the maroon and white. Promise you it'll be a good time, boys. Get to win some more baseball, basketball championships. Who knows? Most importantly, we'll turn out some fine young men. Hey, you know what? I'm looking here, and with all the hubbub around the Sabres yesterday, of course, with Pat LaFontaine and Ted Nolan back.
I pulled my Sabre
You know-
jackets out of the closet today.
Oh,
I had a couple I wasn't going to wear.
black and red ones?
No, they're blue.
I got to get my Maxima Fenagenoff jersey back. That's the era we're back into.
Wish I had a Patty LaFontaine jersey.
I do, my friend.
How good is that?
Ooh la la.
They're probably still going to stink, but
Hey,
at least they'll be fun.
they'll stink with some humor. Nah, they'll be fine. You know what? They're a young group. They're
You
just
never
learning
know.
their way.
Yep. Bardick, good kick. Montgomery at his own 16.
Ooh, good hit
And
there.
the
He's a
little guy.
tough kid. I'll
Yes,
tell you
he
what, he
is.
doesn't go down very often
No.
with that first whack. That's Ryan Conshafter, who's also had a very strong game for the Marauders in on the tackle.
Yep. You know, they've all done their part today, and the result is showed 38-12. Sluggish first quarter, but it's been all Marauders after that.
Yeah, Davis up over 130 yards.
Yep.
McCarthy with a couple of touchdown passes up over 100-plus yards. Very efficient today. He did have
Yep.
the one interception, 2 interceptions, actually. The one at the end of the half that was just kind of up for grabs, trying to get one in.
You know, and they needed to spread it around a little bit, Paul, and they did. They're not one-dimensional. Nigel, you know, if you're Canisius or Timon or whoever next week you're watching film, you got to worry about, you know, Schmidt in the tight end spot, Justin Jones out wide. So a couple more things you got to worry about.
Yep, Tyler Stranahan in, JV quarterback up, breaks that play up on the corner. Yeah, no, it's no doubt, Mark. It's like, you know, when people ask, why do you run a fake in a situation like that or something razzle-dazzle, you want this team, the other team, to know they got to prepare for a lot.
Yep.
Justin Jones tonight, 3 grabs and a touchdown. There's a big, deep ball down the sideline that falls incomplete.
Still 4:20. This could be the longest 4:20.
Well, unless
Anybody out there listening to mind if we go home early?
well, the
Nah,
phones
that
will
would-
start
nah,
going
that
off.
would be very professional.
No, it wouldn't be very professional, but I would have to leave because you did drive.
I am the driver. That is
That's right.
true.
Well, we can't leave Jack. He's actually
Oh, yeah, he's the PA
in-game
announcer. We
announcer.
can't- Yeah, he's with us, too. That's right. Yeah.
It's probably
So
no one
we are-
listening anymore.
We
Anyway.
are stranded here.
That is
But
correct.
I'm excited for next week, and hopefully we all get what we want, and that's maroon and the blue.
Yeah, leading into
You know.
the holiday week.
Yep, and hopefully you can get a good crowd out here.
Oh, I think you will.
They will, yep, I'm sure.
That,
You know, you still got 2 of the top 5 in the Buffalo News poll playing. Another long throw there by Hickson, and it's broken up.
Nick Byers over there.
Yep.
Oh, excuse me, Peter Masters on the
Yeah,
breakup.
Masters. Yep.
Tough to keep these coming up guys and everything else straight with all these New Jersey assignments.
Plus, we put all the rosters away.
Well, they didn't need to know that.
I believe in transparency.
Well, they're going to go for it on 4th down from their own 15.
Kid throws a pretty good ball when he throws it.
Yeah, he just can't seem to get much room.
Right. And he's rolling out to his right. And we'll see if the officials give it to him. No, it's incomplete, out of bounds.
Wouldn't have been enough for the first down anyway.
And St. Joe's will take over at the Franny's 25-yard line.
Timon fans starting to get into it already as this game's just getting ready to tick down. Oh, we've been asked to stay to the end, please.
Great, thanks.
Mrs. Kreppel, absolutely. I want to thank her for the little gift yesterday. That was very kind. So, what do you think in the second game there, pal? Timon's played very well of late.
They have.
They're going to have to get Canisius stopped early and get something going offensively. And not just, if Canisius gets off the mark early on and gets rolling, it's going to be tough for Timon to come back. But if they can keep this thing tight early on, they'll have an opportunity.
Yeah, I think, the field is to Canisius' advantage
Yeah,
with the athletes.
no doubt.
And, the Timon's got a tall assignment, but it can happen.
Luke Prisbilla now in at the tailback spot.
Stranahan wearing 12?
No, that's Jalen Brandy.
Brandy. I know he wore 12 early.
Yeah, Stranny's wearing 19.
They might have hit Stranahan getting some quarterback reps in. Good little athlete.
Yeah. Inside of 3 minutes, 40 seconds. I think the rest will be judicious with the winding of the clock here. I was going to do that no-shave November thing, and I just didn't like the way it was coming in. Got rid of it. Prisbilla again on the carry. He's under tackle after a 1-yard gain.
Prisbilla carries for a yard.
Thank you, Jack.
I don't see too many Crusader faithful here. I don't see any Crusader kids.
Yeah,
they're all out in the parking lot.
They're probably going to lead the team in on the field or something.
Go, maybe.
Who knows? Special rules. Maybe they think they got it sewn up and they're just going to save their $7 for next week.
$2.50 left in the contest. Oh, boy.
3rd and 11. Now Josh Jackson at the tip of the eye.
Yep. And he's brought down just shy of the 20-yard line. 2:33 to go here. It's 4th down.
He goes around the right end for about 4 yards.
Probably just another quick little handoff here. Time ticking away, 2:20, 2:18 now.
Well, this is nice with the Wi-Fi. This has been a trouble-free broadcast, which is
Well, you think that's better than the
unusual.
card?
I think it's better than the wireless card, yes.
All right.
Oh, it is. There's no question.
Okay. Well, there you
to
go.
try that indoors.
Just tell me how.
Yeah.
I'm not very technically sound.
No, either am I. 150. As always, there'll be no post-game show.
Yeah, forget
No,
that,
if you
folks.
want that, you'll have to go to Curry's.
Talk with some of the coaches.
You can have a live post-game show.
Oh,
Whoa,
good
Brandy
snap
with it.
grab.
Yep. On his feet still.
Oh.
And
Ooh.
going to be short of the first down, and we're going to turn it over to St. Francis with 1:30 to go.
Oh.
Then it'll be a race for the exit. Well, pretty convincing win. We weren't really sure what to expect.
Yeah,
tonight, and they've played well.
it was almost like a kind of a first game of the year for the Marauders. They've had some guys back, and that first quarter was let's try this. They found some success, and they were rolling from there, and it really wasn't close after that first quarter.
Yep, quarterback played great.
Couple of big breaks for St. Francis, a 20-yard drive for a touchdown and a 4-yard drive.
Yep.
So.
Misterman still in for St. Francis.
Misterman carries
Minute and 20, but, outside of McCarthy's, the one interception, played very well. Nigel did what he's supposed to do. The line blocked. Receivers made some catches, but I think the play calling was outstanding. The tight end pass to John Schmidt, I think, caught everybody off guard.
There was one play you weren't real fond of.
Well,
earlier.
there was just one, but that's not bad.
Okay, that's good for
you. You weren't fond of it either.
No, I wasn't, but you were just. I didn't mention anything about the play calling. You did.
No, I did. I'm going to give him credit.
There, yeah, absolutely. I always think he calls a good game.
He does.
When you put it all together at the end, I've been on that sideline. I've been in that huddle. I've made those calls with him.
Yep.
I've tried to talk him off the ledge. Give him the first down. There you go.
Yep, there we go. 37 seconds. We'll get one play, maybe two here, depending on if they throw it or run it. And the Marauders will advance to the championship game next Thursday, November 21st, 7 p.m. here at the Ralph. I'm sure tickets will be available at school ahead of time.
Yeah, 874-2224 or the main switchboard, 874-4024. $7 next week. You go and get your tickets at St. Joe's. Get them early.
And that's it, folks. 38-12. The Marauders win in advance. Thanks for listening. Mark Simon, Paul Naska saying good night.